This is the draft season podcast. We are live on a very special day. This is what we actually live for. It is draft day. Shout out to Johnny Manziel.
No shout outs to Johnny Manziel. You're not gonna start on the bully.
No Johnny Manziel, no Andrew Wiggins. We okay on that?
There's a bad bar by Drake. He could have picked anybody, but they were number one overall picks, so you can't be upset with them. But it is NBA draft day, and we are here to talk about these big men, and we're gonna really get into all the NBA news. We got our phones on the notifications. We're waiting for Woj, we're waiting for Shams, we're waiting for all the trades. I got my Knicks jersey on, and I have my yak pulled for when they fail me. It is your boy, Young Raz, aka Apollo Pivington. We are coming live today from Valley Stream. A change. We are coming live from Valley Stream today. I'm with my play partner here, Sean. I love 5,000. Talk to him.
Yo, man, it felt like we would never get to this day, man. Like, it's finally draft day, draft season podcast, the inaugural draft day. We out here for this actual draft, man. We're going to have a lot of fun today, a lot of madness. Got a lot of special guests popping on with us today. So we just going to sit here. We're going to get into this big man preview real quick before we get to the news and notes before the actual draft starts. But yeah, we should have a lot of fun today. We also got my brother, Mikhail, on the episode with us today. Mikhail, what's going on, partner?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Long time coming for draft day this year.
Shit, man.
Seems like it was forever. Shit.
Seriously, man. And like we said on the previous episode, we are still in smokescreen season. All of the rumors are going crazy right now. You know, ignore the scoop bees of the world, ignore the hoop legions of the world. Don't listen to them. You know, they got bad sources. You know, we only taking sources from like three people. We talking Woj, we talking Mark Stein, we talking Shams, and everything else is just background noise. But yeah, man, it should be fun. Raz, where do you want to start off today, man?
I mean, we gotta start off from the top of the draft, I think. I mean, we got a bunch of good big men. I would say that this whole year, everybody's been saying that this draft doesn't have a star in it. You know, there's about maybe two franchise-changing players. I do think one of them is a big man. He happened to not be able to play his freshman year due to the NCAA's bullshit. We're all familiar with how the NCAA gets down.
Yeah,
they you know,
for sure.
You know, they make money off of these young black bodies, but you know, a nigga get a house or a payment or something. You know, that's it for them. But we are talking about no other than our brother, the good man, James Wiseman. My initial concerns with him were strength. He's recently put up some videos of him lifting that have thrown out all concerns for strength. I do think he has the frame to fill out. And the only red flag I really had for him was that I did not get to see him play, you know, freshman year. It's a little bit of a mystery, so it is a little bit of a gamble there. But from what we did see, you know, he was averaging, what was it, like 3 blocks a game, I want to say, and his small sample size. So he offers rim protection, he can score it, and he can defend. So I mean, there's very much high upside with him. I do think there is a high ceiling and a high floor with him. I think, you know, at worst, you get a starting player with him in the NBA.
Facts. Ain't face, what up, bro? Mario, what up, bro? CJ, what's good, fellas? What up, bro? Need y'all in here in a little. But yeah, man, Wiseman is a super interesting big man. And like we were talking earlier, Mikhail, this is a strange draft because I can't remember a draft where the top 3 picks have like such big question marks surrounding just like their base about what we know from them. Like Anthony Edwards reclassified. He was supposed to be in next year's draft. So that changed everything. LaMelo Ball took the most unusual path to the NBA out of any prospect ever, like hands down. And we got Wiseman, who literally we could just throw away all of Wiseman's like college tape because like other than the Oregon, he didn't really give us anything that like we can really take away. But yeah, man, the Wiseman thing is like hypothetically, you know, he has the unicorn potential. I have my doubts about the shot, and I'm not banking on the shot equity yet. It's kind of hypothetical at this point. We're gonna have to see that, and it's going to be a long way. That's just not something that I want from my big men. You know, like if your shot's a little questionable to me, you know, I don't think I want you like taking those fadeaway mid-range shots if that's not really your bag. You know, like Patrick Ewing face. Do you practice that shot? We don't know if you practice that shot. You know, why we could have, he has the potential, but we just haven't seen it yet. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Even defensively, I think some of the switch everything like hypotheticalness that people give him is like, I think he might struggle to keep up with some of the quicker guards in the league, but that goes for every big man. I think his awareness is also a little questionable sometimes. He like the obvious big man stuff, the way he's going to struggle with fouls at like early in his career. But the dude has so much potential.
All the tools is there for that dude.
Yeah, he has.
We might have to turn off the comments. Honestly,
what's
but can we put that on? Look at this.
What's your feeling on? Shout Drizzy. Okay, what's your feeling on Wiseman as a prospect?
I mean, like you said, I mean, he has all the tools. He could definitely come in and make an impact right away. The only thing that worries me is just like you said, awareness. Sometimes the motor runs a little cold. I feel like he could be doing more on the court. But besides that, like I said, he can block shots. He can post up. The jump shots right now is nice. It could definitely expand out to 3-point range over time. And once you do that, like you said, he could be a true unicorn, highest potential. Like definitely in the draft, one of the highest potential guys. Which I think is everyone is drafting for, like, because there's nothing that's clear cut right away in this draft. It seems like it's all potential of what they can be.
That's a good point. I mean, but I think also a big part of this draft is like obviously if you're in the front part of the draft, you're drafting on potential. But once you get past like the first 5 or 6 picks, you're drafting for specific skill sets on how they're going to help your team this year. Like there are a lot of good role players in this draft that can be your fifth to your 8th man, where you're like, damn, we got good value on this pick. So I think you got to start looking at it from there. Like if you're in the top 5, you got to swing for the fences in this draft for sure. But after that, you start drafting on need and just sheer talent. What can they do in the NBA like tomorrow?
Yeah, and like I said, so like even the question mark about like there's a lot of people thinking about Wiseman to Golden State, possibly Wiseman to Charlotte. What do you guys think is the best fit for Wiseman?
Guys,
I like him in Charlotte. I mean, I can't lie about that. I do think that is something that, I mean, they just need talent in Charlotte. And I think he offers star capability there. Like, obviously, if LaMelo falls to Charlotte, they'd be happy with that too. But I think Wiseman really gives them a cornerstone piece as a big man.
I'm just gonna go on the other side of it. I'm gonna say Golden State just because I think he fits right in.
I mean, but that's Golden State. They could make most of those players work, honestly, if they wanted to.
I just think he steps in and his job is simple in the Golden State: run the floor, play defense, block shots. He don't have to focus necessarily on, going through the growing pains so early.
Yeah, I think definitely, like, even if he goes to Golden State, he would be employed much more as a situational big. He might start, but like that's the way Golden State uses their big men. You know what I'm saying? So like Draymond's probably still going to be the closing 5 for Golden State, and even if they have somebody like a Marquise Chris, like that's probably one of the better situations for him to insulate him, especially learn from like Draymond's probably the best. Yeah, honestly. Like if Draymond had James Wiseman's tools, he'd probably be like Bill Russell.
He'd be the greatest of all time.
So if there's anybody that you probably want in his head as a young player, it's definitely Ron Adams and Jeremiah Green. Those are both 2 guys that could definitely like harden, no pun intended, Wiseman on the defensive end. Moving on, because I definitely want to get through these big men as quick as possible so we get into the fun shit. Raz, who would your next big man that you have your eye on be your second favorite big man in this class?
So we kind of had an issue last episode when we decided that when I decided that
y'all had an issue.
Obi Toppin was we could have considered him a wing as well. He would be my number 2 big in this situation, just from the upside that he kind of offers you as a plug and play scorer at the 4 position. I guess you can call him a stretch 4. He's more than a stretch 4, but I think that his just offensive ability is going to be what sets him out. Now, my issue with him and everybody's issue with him is he can't guard a soul. He doesn't have any foot speed. He can't, that's going to be an issue in the NBA because a lot of these fours are going to be bigger than him and they're just going to bully him down low. And then if you try to put him on a faster player, that's barbecue chicken out on the wing as well. So his scoring is going to have to take the brunt of all of his, his NBA minutes right now until he becomes at least a decent, passable defender. And he could probably, touch up on the free throw line as well.
Definitely. We got my brother Osazi popping up on the stream with us today. Saz, what's going on, my bro?
What's going on, man? Just out here making moves. That's so bad to pop in.
Yeah, appreciate you for popping in, man. We in the middle of this we're in the middle of our center talk right now. Shout out to Anthony Edwards. He got the good leather on ESPN right now. Shout to the Ant-Man. Shout out to the Ant-Man.
By the way, sidebar, I just think he's the best person in the draft. Sidebar.
I'm gonna rock with him on that.
I'm with you. I'm riding on the Ant-Man till the wheels fall off. Like
straight up.
E4PF approved, so I'm not hating. We rooting for that kid. They trying to break down a young black brother's character, and we're not going for that.
You seen him moonwalking after a dunk during the game? I saw this man. I said he's with it.
Son, bro. Like he gonna be entertaining regardless, bro. So what I'm talking about. We gotta root for Anthony Edwards. But yeah, going back to Obi Toppin for a moment. Yeah, man. Like I don't want to make it as because it came off. Shout out to our guest on the last episode, Nick. He said it came off a little negative on Opie, which is crazy. And even keeping it in perspective, because yeah, he's older. What is he? 20, 22, 23? 22, I think. And the draft is obviously ages. So if he was like 18 or 19 doing what he did this year, like obviously a lot of people would be much more excited about drafting him. You know what I'm talking about? But it's the age combined with the slow feet, like you said, Raz. That's a problem. I think because other than that, his offensive tools is everything you want from your 4-5 hybrid type. Like I even think he's an underrated passer. I think he has like a lot of like, and oh my god, the lazy Amari Stoudemire comp. I hate that comp. For me personally, I think defensively they both have the same issues, which is funny. But I just think in terms of how good Amari was, it's putting a lot on Obi as a player to think he's going to get there. But even he would probably have to. What do you think? I'm gonna ask you this, Mikhail. But what do you think he would have to do to get through those defensive issues? Like, how good of an offensive player would he have to be?
He's like defensively, he's just really bad. So I think he would have to do a lot. Like you're literally talking somebody that you give him the ball, he's an automatic bucket. Like no questions asked. Because defensively, you would have to pair him with somebody who can make up for a lot of his shortcomings. Because it just seems like he's really like he's interested. Like he plays defense. He tries. I mean,
he tries.
He does try. It's not like there's people who play try to play defense, like swipe at the ball, and do things like that. But you got to pair him with somebody who could just make up for his shortcomings. Because, like I said, defensively is bad, and I'm not trying to pile on him.
I don't want to pile on him because it feels like piling on him, but. Like he's gonna struggle so much defensively that he's gonna need the right big man next to him, one, or he's gonna have to be good enough to guard fives. Do you think that's a possibility for him?
You're talking about Obi?
Yeah, Obi. Actually, before we do get into that, let me introduce our next guest popping on with us. My guy Drew coming to us from the Yay area. Drew, what's happening, my brother?
So what y'all doing?
Hey man, appreciate you for hopping on here. Like I said, only bringing on my favorite people to talk basketball with, so it's definitely fun. Happy we could finally get you on the pod to talk about here. But before we do get into that, Drew, tell the people a little bit about your app. I know that's one thing. You have a dope app in progress right now. So if you want to tell people a little bit about the app on its way and everything before we actually get into the basketball stuff.
All right, for sure. It's hard to explain. Like it's easy to explain when I got it, but like it's all in process going on right now. But basically, just throughout like the past couple of years, I was kind of realizing that people, especially NBA fans, are more likely to like follow players instead of follow teams. So there's more people that hop around, especially like like LeBron fans, whatever team you go to, they'll follow
Yeah.
him. So basically, that's where my inspiration came from for the app. Where I was like, let me come up with an app that'll allow users to keep up with their favorite players. You know how like same thing like Bleacher Report, they got like you can pick your favorite teams you want to follow, and then they'll send you notifications, basically like that, but just geared more towards the players. So it'll send you like what the plan is eventually. Like probably the first go around, I won't have like the highlights and stuff, but eventually I want to be able to send you like highlights of like after the game of just your favorite player, stats updates. That'll send out like stats will send out. But basically just allow you to keep up with a bunch of players around the league. And it'll allow you to be more like convenient. I know like all of us as fans have probably been on basketball reference, a lot looking up stats, all that stuff, but it's a little inconvenient on your phone. You gotta like kind of screenshot stuff is hard. Like
I hate yeah, basketball reference stinks on your phone.
Yeah. So basically I want it to be like that too, to where if like you have an argument with somebody and y'all like, oh no, he averaged this, you could just pull it up right quick, boom, boom, boom. Have both of the players right there and be able to look at the stats and stuff a lot more convenient than like basketball reference.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's a dope premise, and like you said, like we all love basketball and we use this shit. So like something like that specifically like is amazing, and like particularly because like we need more like black people in tech in general. So like the fact that you're working on this, like whenever it comes out, it sounds like a dope idea. We always gonna support that. We're gonna get you back on here to promote that when he actually comes through. Yeah, man. Drew. We still on the Obi Toppin stuff. What's your thoughts on Obi Toppin, bro?
I like Obi. I just feel like you got to put him. I feel like the only team that makes sense to take him is like the Knicks, because they got Mitchell Robinson right there. That's the only team that makes sense to me in the top 10. Otherwise, you won't give up a lot defensively. The way he moves is weird. Like his hips is some with his hips that he can't turn like quick enough to keep those bars on the perimeter. Yeah, like tight hips. Yeah, so I feel like you need a big man behind him that's gonna be able to clean up after him. But I like his game offensively is perfect. Like I think he only rookie of the year. Just I think wherever he'll go, he's gonna be able to score like 18 a night, 17, 18 a night.
As a rookie,
wherever he goes. Yeah, as a rookie, yeah. I think he's not gonna have a problem scoring the ball.
I think so. Like even with the Obi thing, my question about Obi is this kind of like a poor man's Jabari situation we're talking about? Like everybody loved Jabari coming out, so I think as everybody talks about Amari Stoudemire is 100% outcome for Obi Toppin. Like everything has to break right. Everything has to break right for him to get there, and it doesn't bake in any of the struggles that he's gonna have in the league. So when we think about it, and Jabari as a high school prospect, if you watch Jabari at Duke, even because Jabari at Duke was a monster, and we talking pre-knee.
Nah, he had some slow ass feet. He had some slow feet there.
He had the same issue. He had the same issue. But when we talk about like pre-injury Jabari, it's pretty similar to OP, and especially we talking hypothetically. But yeah, so I think we introduced my next guest. One of my little homies, one of my bros, St. John's student right now, one of my brothers. St. John,
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Red Storm #1 fan. It's my guy at all these games. Mark, what's good?
What's good, man? Talk to me. How you guys doing, man? Talk to me.
Shit, man.
It's good.
Hey, shit, bro. How you feeling about this draft, bro? What do you decide to see tonight?
Ooh, I think I really want to see what the Knicks do tonight. I think the Knicks might trade up for the 5th pick, as I'm hearing. So as of right now, I think if the Knicks can land the 5th pick, I can see them taking Killian Hayes. They do need a point guard. So I'm pretty interested to see what goes on tonight, though. But I mean, we'll see about that. So
I think, in regards to that, I don't know if you need to trade up for Killian Hayes. So it's one of those things where if you got Killian at 8, you're happy as hell if that was the person you wanted. But if you're gonna trade 8 and what do they have, 23 now?
I think they trade with Utah, so yeah, 23. If
they trade 8 and 23 for Killian, I'm not sure if I can stomach that tonight. I don't know if that's what I don't know if I can deal with that today. Like, I don't even think they should trade up for Obi Toppin, honestly. I think you should go with 8 and 23.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I think Obi Toppin might be there at 8. I think he might be there at 8 because if you look at it, everybody wants LaMelo. So this is the draft where everybody wants LaMelo. So I really think if the Knicks don't go point guard, I think Opie Toppin's their route. So I think he reminds me a lot of Mari Stoudemire. If you guys, I don't know if you guys, I mean, you guys are older than me, so
You
I
just
can
said that.
I mean,
Bro,
you
we
guys
just
probably
talking
see
about
it.
that. We just talking about that. Just talking about that.
And
But I mean, it's a lot of people saying that, so I'm not even gonna attack you for that because it's a common. That's the eyes closed comp that people are throwing out. But even because I do want to fly through these big men because this is not that interesting conversation to be honest. But Mikhail, what do you moving on to the next big man on the list, which would be
Onyeka
Okongwu.
Okongwu.
What do you think about
Okongwu,
Okongwu? What do you think about? And that's another one because, like I said, I just hate the lazy comps because a lot of times these comps aren't perfect to begin with. But even him, he's getting Onyeka is getting the Bam Adebayo comp right now, which is a little. That's just
that's a little too much. That's too much.
It usually goes like this. It goes who's the hot player in the playoffs in the most recent playoffs, and like that's the guy that everybody's going to see these prospects through. And is this how they can impact winning basketball? Okongwu actually has that path to impacting winning basketball, but he doesn't have. I don't think he has the mobility that Bam has. He definitely, he can move his feet as well, but Bam is just a little different. And Bam is stronger. Also, Bam is a much better passer. I don't think he has that passing ability. So what do you guys think about him?
The Bam comparison literally just comes from his ability to switch on like the guard switches. Like that's literally where it comes from. Besides that, I mean, I guess body type is kind of similar, like the 6'9", long arms type thing, but it's literally just the ability to switch on guards where I see he compares to Bam. Besides that, like you said, Bam is way more advanced as a passer. He's, like I said, we see what he did in the playoffs. But I definitely do like Okongwu for the ability to be able to switch on to guards, play defense, rim run. And like I said, in this draft, if you find somebody who could just do those things very well, you'll be happy with it, And if he gets into the top 5, then like I said, I think you pretty much roll with that.
Yeah, comment on that. I think that Okongwu is one concern for me. I believe it's the foot injury, if I'm not mistaken. The last couple of days, you've been hearing about his foot.
I think they said it was. I think
as a major concern.
Yeah.
The toe. Yeah, so
I think they said it was
me.
minor enough. I think they said it was a minor enough to where he's going to be fine for training camp. But yeah, that's not a great sign. But hopefully, we're gonna pray for him and hope he's good.
Yeah.
Raz, what's your thoughts on him?
I mean, I don't like the Bam comp. He can't dribble. He can't shoot. So from
as I said, it's literally the ability to switch on.
So from there, like, I mean, cool. Like, and his offensive game isn't polished. He can tend to be a little bit out of control in the paint. He got a lot of upside. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to slander him, but the comparison to Bam is a bit much. Like, Bam is one of those players where we didn't give him the flowers he deserved coming out of the draft and coming into the draft. And now that we've seen what he can become, now he's, we need the next Bam. We need the next, but like, no, like he's not going to be the next Bam.
That's how it goes over here, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to be the next Bam. I mean, yeah, like our boy is strong and he can protect the rim and he can do all of that. So, I mean, like, maybe Montrezl Harrell's a better comparison, but like
a defensive. That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't think about that. And like even I think Okongwu actually has like rip and get to the rim equity a little bit more. I would trust that more than his passing because he's actually pretty fluid. Putting the ball on the basket and getting to the rim. So yeah, like if we're talking like Trez with a better outside shot and like a much better defender, now we talking. That's a little more realistic.
That's I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like Bam's out of control. Like if you sit there and say me like, he can be Montrezl Harrell 2.0, you got my attention. Now, would I want to draft that in the top 10? Debatable, but this is the draft. In this draft, yeah. But where do you think he falls? Like, where do you think he gets picked?
I don't think he falls out. He's not falling out of the top 10.
I don't think he's falling out of the top 10.
I don't think he gets past Detroit. I don't think Detroit, unless Detroit trades up. I don't think he gets past Detroit though.
Detroit has him. Detroit would have him, Blake, and Christian Wood.
Blake,
if they re-sign Christian Wood.
I don't think Blake's a long-term asset. Blake's not a long-term asset. So like,
I think about who was maybe Cleveland.
Atlanta at 6. I would love him at Atlanta. Like even if they have, I don't care if like I know they got. We were talking about Collins and Capella, but I just think that's a perfect big man. And you're gonna need big men like that with Trae Young. for sure. So
Yeah,
I
off the
would
pick and roll. Yeah, you're gonna need that off the
even
pick
as
and
a
roll. Yeah.
even as a just a, like a value pick, I wouldn't be mad at that. Um, anybody else have any thoughts on Okongwu?
Just a sidebar. Malika Andrews is only 25. I didn't know that. So now the show knows that.
After that,
Shout
queen.
out.
Come on the show. Come on the show, Malika, please.
Malika. Yeah, we definitely could use your expertise. You are an NBA stalwart on the jump. So we would definitely appreciate your input on the draft season podcast.
All right, now Raz, please take us away so we can finish on the big man with your Isaiah Tillman spiel.
Isaiah, whoa.
Xavier.
Pardon me.
Xavier Tillman.
Pardon me. Before we get into the news, though, but take it away. Sorry.
I mean, listen, Xavier Tillman, he's probably gonna go in the top 30. You know, I see him at on like 22, 23. He can pass. He has great hands. Protects the rim. He rebounds hard. He plays the right way. You know, like all of the characteristics they say about those scrappy white players. You can give it you can give it to Xavier Tillman. Like he does all of that. But what he did do at the combine was show out his shooting range. And I think that's something that has improved over the offseason, I guess, during the pandemic, because he lit up the fucking 3-point line at the combine. And he was always a decent shooter, but for him to be up there like the way he was against like even the guards, I think there's something to look at. He's great in pick and roll situations, both defensively and offensively. He's just going to be a steal at that position, at that where he's going to get drafted. You know, he's going to go in the late first round, and some team's going to get a good basketball player. And like, you know how those Tom Izzo players go, like they're either, you know, like we haven't gotten a star out of Michigan State in quite some time, but you get some. I mean, Jaren Jackson can't, but he has to stay healthy. He's not there yet. He has all the tools. You know what I'm saying? Like Miles Bridges is still finding himself in the league. Like, but like all of these dudes was on the same team, by the way. So like they're like the same. They're on this like the same age rate. Like so like Miles Bridges still finding himself. Like so like, but you at worst are going to get a rotational piece out of him, and he's going to play hard every play. So that's my spiel on him. I think he should go in the mid-20s. And whichever team that's gonna get him is gonna be very happy, because that team's either gonna be good or the Knicks. So like, they're gonna find a way to use him.
I think Tillman is like you said, all those things about Tillman being like such a high IQ player is correct. He also has like really good hands for a big man, which like I could see him like he's gonna be really good like picking other like big men or even like perimeter guys pockets. But
look.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've heard nothing but positive. So why isn't he? Is it the age?
I mean, he looks 40. He looks 45. He's probably.
How old is he? 20,
I think he might be 20, 21. Yeah, so I think he's a junior. So you know how late round they never want to draft. Yeah. They always draft it for upside.
He's a little less athletic than you want him to be, which is a part of it. He's stronger,
and he's undersized. He's a little undersized.
Yeah, he's like 6'9", I believe.
6'9", yeah.
Yeah, so that's a part of it, and he's older. So yeah, that's part of the reason why. But even like I think the last film I was watching on him, I went back and watched what was it, the Elite 8 game against Duke last year, Raz? He was guarding Zion a lot, and he did a pretty good job of like disrupting Zion. Which like if you could do that to Zion, like you got to roll in the league at least. Because I saw what Zion did to some grown men this year, and I think that's one of the best kinds of Tillman like on the next level. So I think we can get back into the big men as they get drafted, but we do with this next half hour before the draft starts, we can get into the recent news of the actual NBA since the moratorium or whatever was lifted. Raz, which deal do you want to start with?
Well, look, before I start, Woj just said that Bogdanovich is entering restricted free agency on Friday, so I don't think the trade went through.
Trade fell through, yeah.
We can start there then, because Drew Holiday was traded for the whole farm. Everything in Milwaukee is gone, son. Everything, all the Pilsners, whatever they got in Milwaukee, whatever their natural resources is gone. It's in New Orleans. people were saying, it's a good deal. We're gonna get Giannis to stay. This team is a lot less good now without Bogdan. Like that Bogdan jump. All right, they got something going over there, but they were still limited to as far as Giannis is gonna take him with his jump shot. But Drew is definitely an upgrade over Eric Bledsoe. And he's a great player, but they gave up way too much.
Niggas swear Drew Bledsoe's an answer all the time, bro. He's not it.
Oh, Drew Holiday, yeah.
He called.
Oh right, yeah.
Yo, it's
not. He's not.
It's actually pretty funny. So, what do you guys think about? Like, first of all, AD got traded for 3 first-round picks. The Bucks just gave up 5 for Drew Holiday.
But it's like you get that up or Giannis dips. Like it's like I don't know what else they feel like they have to do.
Even staying there, Drew, because I do think like the thing is I don't hate the deal and I understand your back is against the wall. You have to do something. Like you can't. Yeah. I think about what's it called? LeBron's first time in Cleveland before he left. The first time he left, the infamous deal going back to Amari Stoudemire. It was Dan Gilbert. They didn't want to give up J.J. Hickson for Amari Stoudemire. And when you move in like that, and then LeBron leaves, you have no basis to be upset. So I absolutely understand. You got to do something to make Giannis happy. My thing is why didn't they do this deal last year? Because it's you could and it's the same thing. Even we're gonna get into the Timberwolves and the Wild, Drew, but it's just this is one of the theories of why you go all in as soon as possible, because you're gonna need as many cracks at winning as you can. So like I said, they got this year, but if this doesn't work, you just traded away 5 first-round picks. This is organizational suicide if he leaves.
Yeah, and Drew is a free agent next season too, which is crazy. If he goes wrong, and he could just dip, and then it's they got them gave up 5 picks for no reason. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't mind the deal if Giannis stays, but if he don't stay, then it's the whole organization is over.
Even if he doesn't stay, they literally had no choice.
Yeah, but that's
they
the hard
basically
part.
had no choice. And the funny thing about this is you can't really compare it to LeBron's situation because for real, he's only going to go as his game is real limited. He's kind of the reason they've been leaving the playoffs really early. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say it's a lack of roster. So Drew Holiday is an upgrade, but at the end of the day, what you gonna do? He's the reason they losing because he gets locked up every time the playoffs start. He can't go downhill. He gets locked up. His triple threat game is whack. And the thing is about that is nah, because I be talking big shit about him. But here's my thing, yo.
Flame him up. I forget about what he did in the playoffs.
Yo, here's my thing. Here's my thing, because everybody says yo, he got to get a jump shot. First of all, I don't think that's the number one thing he has to work on in his game. I feel as a 7-footer with long wingspan, athletic, he needs to work on mid-range, triple threat game, and post game, bro. The jump shot is kind of secondary because they got enough shooters. They had enough shooters on that team. You know what I'm saying? So for him to be, he has no. What they basically play a 4-out-1-in with this dude. You know what I'm saying? If they're not going downhill and it's not a transition bucket, right? So when you think about it, if he has no triple threat game, he don't know where to look. He the try. They talk about the triangle. So ball, you man. You know what I'm saying? He has the ball. He can't get a fast break dunk. He can't get a down the hill. Once you start
right.
Did we just lose size? I think we just lost size. We'll get size back in here. Mikhail, what do you think?
His triple threat game is not there to where he could just.
My son driving.
He's driving. We're gonna get size back in here.
But Raz, cut his mic for a little bit.
What was your thoughts on the on that deal, Raz?
I thought it was a bad deal, man. I thought they gave up way too much. I feel like, you can't make that deal unless Giannis signs. You can't they're saying they got the reassurance and all that. You cannot make that deal until his name is inked in. You gave up everything because now Say he don't resign. You stuck with Drew Holiday and Brooke Lopez.
Bro.
And I
Yeah,
guess Chris Middleton, sure, that'll get
Nah,
you
they gotta
40
trade
something.
Middleton if Giannis leaves, just trade Middleton. Like that's the only way they're gonna get some assets.
Yeah. And like he said, Holiday can technically bounce after the
Hey,
season,
Sean,
so
I
he
want
could
to
be
touch
gone.
on Giannis leaving.
What was that?
We said what?
So,
What was that, bro?
oh yeah, I didn't mean to cut you guys off. About Giannis leaving, he's gonna go to Miami. Bro. Like, it's already vested that he's going to Miami. Like, I feel like that is the best fit for him because now him and Jimmy Butler can play well together. Like now, Jimmy Butler doesn't have to worry about giving it to Tyler Herro all the time. Duncan Robinson. Now he's got Giannis who can run up and down the floor with him. So therefore, I think Miami would be the best fit for him. I don't see Golden State really fit at all because then you have the Kevin Durant situation on your hands in Golden State. So therefore, I think Miami would be the fit if Giannis leaves, and I think that'd be a good fit. So.
I think actually like, and before this is a topic for another episode, but I definitely think like we talked about this before, but Giannis to like Dallas would be like perfect for what he needs. Moving on to the next deal that broke recently. Clifford Paul III was traded to the Phoenix Suns for Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen Leck, and a first round pick. What do you guys think about that deal? And what do you think this deal actually puts the Suns in the Western Conference hierarchy? Drew, I'll start with you.
I like the deal. Just for the reassurance, you telling Book that like we're gonna do, we trying to win. They ain't about to win a chip or nothing. I think they're probably gonna be like I really don't know. I don't want to sell them short though, because last year I sold Chris Paul short, and OKC was like what 6 or 5. So I could see them being like a 6th, 5th seed, honestly. But it all depends, like if Chris Paul is the same. I feel like you kind of assuming that Chris Paul is going to be the same or just as impactful as he was last year, which is not a given, given his age. But at the same time, it was like it was Ricky Rubio and Oubre. Not really a big deal. Like they still got their 10th pick this year. They still got their 10th pick this year, so they still can get a good player. I don't know who they're looking at, but I think they probably gonna be about probably like the 6th seed is my guess. I like that. I like the backcourt though. Him and D Book. That's a dope backcourt.
Raz, well, I know you are our resident Chris Paul stan in this room. So, what were your thoughts on that deal?
I mean, I was indifferent. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's going to play with Devin Booker. That's going to be a fire backcourt. DeAndre Ayton's going to be able to run pick and roll with him. That's going to be beautiful. And they'll probably get the 7th seed. Like that's like, but like it didn't really move the needle for me in terms of like they're contending or anything like that. I mean, it's good that maybe Devin Booker will stay in Phoenix because he gets to experience some type of winning culture with Chris Paul. But like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's probably like four years too late on that Phoenix train because they needed a point guard years ago. So yeah, Chris Paul is going to give you an upgrade at that 100%. Like you're going to be in some meaningful games playing with Chris Paul. Like that's just what happens. But they don't got enough. But I mean, I'm gonna be able to see Devin Booker grow, Bridges grow, Ayton grow, and who's going to be there for?
Cyrus right now.
Possibly like they might go like Bridges and Cam Johnson like at the
floor. Okay, Cam Johnson's there too. I mean, so like Chris Paul got some pieces to play with over there for sure. So like they're going to be a tough out each night. But I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be enough.
It would make a lot of sense for him to be extra aggressive right now, like because like what's the point if like Chris Paul is not there for the long term, and Booker is close enough to like he's not in his prime yet, but he's close enough to where he's like becoming a fully formed like if you want to call him like an all-star player. So like now is like I said even earlier, like don't wait. Like we already know, like, and we're gonna get into Minnesota in a second, Drew. But we already know the cat and D'Lo connection is there. We know the Leon Rose CAA connection is there. He's gonna have there's not gonna be no shortage of suitors for Devin Booker around the league. So it's just like they gotta capitalize on this now. They got Chris Paul. What could they do? They got the 10th pick, I believe. Could they swap that out for another pick? How else could they improve their team? Because the Western Conference is gonna be ridiculous next year. And I think even going on to the next trade that we could talk about. Or Mikhail, did you have any thoughts on CP3 to Phoenix?
Pretty much whatever, like what you guys said. It doesn't move the needle much for me. Like it's just like they're gonna be battling from anywhere from spot 5 through 8. It doesn't make, like I said, it's a good deal. Like I said, it makes Ayton better, it makes Booker better, and probably makes him a little more happy that he could actually contend and be in a playoff picture. But it doesn't move the needle much.
Like I said, we're gonna have to see like what the Klay Thompson news on his leg, because if Klay's out, I think if Klay's out, like just I don't want to say cross him out, disrespectful to Steph, but like Steph is gonna have to be prime, like peak Steph to survive like that type of talent like deficit, even compared to some of the other like best teams in the Western Conference. Next deal we can talk about in the recent news: Portland swept in basically and stole Robert Covington from Tillman Fertitta's broke ass Rockets. And they got him for 2 first-round picks. We saw what Robert Covington did for Houston. We saw what he did in Minnesota and in Philly. He's a great defender. And honestly, they were trying to apparently they're trying to get Aaron Gordon. But apparently they landed on Covington. How do you guys feel about that deal? And what do you think that means for the Trailblazers?
I mean, I think Covington gives them an upgrade on that wing right there. I think they will have a defender, someone who can shoot it at a pretty good clip, and rebound it at a pretty good clip. And I think in the times that they gotta go small, they can use him at the 4. And the times they go big, they can use him at the 3. I mean, getting Robert Covington for what they got him for, they paid way less than what Houston paid for him. First of all,
right,
and then they, I mean, he's a plug and play piece. Like him playing with Dame and CJ and Nurkic, like that's a good fit. I mean, I think obviously that team is a team that healthy, they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to be able to give somebody a series.
I agree. It's a good pickup. It's nothing. No downside really. Although I was thinking, y'all think he starts at the 4, or I think you start him at the 3 and start Gary Trent at 3 and then start him at the 4. Like, I think that's
it's interchangeable.
I mean, they got so many.
Even like I saw somebody else make this point. Like, even if like we talking about like Melo being that like that swing big, like it's perfect. It's a perfect like dynamic when you have a defender like that who could like guard for Melo. That's the type of stuff. What do you think their upside would be though? Like we saw like. It's funny if you guys remember like the hype that the Blazers had coming off the bubble before like the Lakers just smoked them pretty much, but they was riding high off the bubble and then like it kind of just got popped. What do you think their upside is, hypothetically?
I don't know really. 8th, 7th AC, 6 at the highest maybe. Like, I don't know. I don't really see.
Whoa! Mute that. Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, my bad. We get you in this section. But yeah, my bad. Continue, man.
No, yeah, I don't see him like doing nothing crazy. I still don't like that backcourt of Dame and CJ. I feel like CJ should have been flipped. I feel like I don't know why they keep trying to run this back. Like they keep trying it, and it just like it doesn't work. They're small. Like I thought this year with Gary Trent emerging as like a legit like guard. Like I thought that this would be the year that we just flip him. Start Gary Trent at the 2, and then run with that backcourt. But yeah, as long as they have that backcourt, I'm just gonna be like, I love Dame, but it's
yeah, they staying right where they're at, like contending in the playoffs. But it's like I said, they just get better defensively, and they're just somebody who could shoot threes. It's not anybody that's like I said.
They still didn't get an answer for their like LeBron and AD problem, which I think like hypothetically, like if this was like if the Warriors were still on top, and we talking like maybe like pre like KD Warriors, they probably matched up better with them than and like even to give them a little credit, like a full season of Nurkic could probably like, but maybe not even. My brother Sip in the building, Haitian sensation. My brother, how you doing today, man?
I can turn on the mic now, right?
Yeah, it might be the TV that need to be muted, bro. It wasn't you.
All right, I'm muted now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
All I want to say is do not draft. What's son name that we was talking about earlier? Stay away from Denny, man.
Stay away from Denny.
Oh,
It's Dragon Bender Part 2, man. I'm not even in. Stay away from Denny, man. Denny gonna get somebody fired too. Look at Chicago. Chicago at number 4. Like Lori marketing is right there, fam. Why do you? Dude, those are dumb. Excuse me.
The Luca hype, the Euro hype.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
we've
see
seen
what
this.
part of.
My son came in here firing. That's
I see what part of the show we're up to. So I would like to segue and let everybody know that we are at the irrational part of the show. With that, I'm going to
15 minutes of draft time.
15 minutes of the
right.
draft. So
Right.
yeah, no, I mean we're at the irrational part of the show. I mean we told y'all this was gonna be a wild ride. This one was gonna be something where it's gonna be entertaining, not much structure. We talked about the big man, but I mean there's some other deals, you know, that we can talk about. So we do hear, you know, the Lakers out here just ripping Dennis Schroeder from OKC.
Yeah,
Well,
for
you know,
nothing.
that's just what they do, man. You know, that's you know. I'm a Lakers. If anybody else knows, I'm a Lakers fan, so I ain't mad at it.
That's a good move.
How long you been a Lakers fan while we're here?
My wife. That's only non-New York team I root for.
That's the only team you root for?
The only non-New York team. Any other sport, every other sport is New York.
Convenient. Okay. So I mean, Dennis Schroeder is exactly what the Lakers needed.
Is he?
I
mean,
mean, they already won, so I guess it doesn't really matter what they needed. But I'm saying he helps. I mean, I gotta get out there. I gotta get out there to see a show or two.
Brad, you can introduce our next guest, fellow Valley Stream legend. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. This is the stand-up god. You know, I gotta get out there. I gotta get out there to see a show or two.
Brad, you can introduce our next guest, fellow Valley Stream legend.
Yeah, this is wild.
This is the stand-up god. You know, I gotta get out there. I gotta get out there.
I do like hearing this compliment on the loop, though. I'm fucking with that.
This is the stand-up god. You know, I gotta get out there. I gotta get out there.
I do like hearing this compliment on the loop, though. I'm fucking with that.
This is the stand-up god. You know, I gotta get out there.
I do like hearing this compliment on the loop.
This is the stand-up god. You know, I gotta get out there.
I do like hearing this.
Hold on, let me leave and come back. I might work.
That's Are we good? Yeah, we just went through the Matrix real quick. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, that never happened before. Are we good now?
We're good right this second. I think what you call it was killing us.
Size? Was it size?
Nah, it was the Drew guy, man. I'm sure of it. I'm certain.
All right, but we'll get.
I mean, we gotta edit all of that out.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on, Drew. We don't know. Shout out to everybody watching on the Periscope right now. We going through some technical difficulties right now. But I think we're good for now. We get everybody back in here. JC, what's going on, bro? Before we went to the Matrix.
No, man. You know, I heard we're entering the irrational part of the show, so I was like, oh, perfect timing. Man, how y'all living though?
Good.
We're good, man. How's everything with you? I see you got on that Knicks paraphernalia. I had on a Knicks jersey earlier.
I am ready to be hurt again, my brothers.
Yes, I mean that's
Wait,
what it's.
Who do y'all want as Knicks fans? Who do y'all want?
I'll tell you what, I'm all in. I'm all in on the Jew right now. That's who I want. I want the Jewish boy because the way I'm looking at it this year, in a normal year, I would want anybody except for him, anybody except for Devin, because I do not trust the Europe. Like when we got Kristaps, I was tight. Like I don't want no European players.
Change, yeah.
Since you know what I realized that everything I've ever wanted as a Knicks fan has been wrong. I'm gonna do that. So give me the Jewish dude. Give me the Jewish dude. Give me everything. Give me everything I hate. Just do it, man. It's hard to keep caring at this point.
A fake bomb just came through. The Thunder are looking to trade Kelly Oubre for a first round pick tonight. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I think a first is a lot for Kelly Oubre.
Each. That's
I ain't
ambitious.
mad at it.
Kelly Oubre.
I ain't mad at it.
I think the Thunder. I think Adam Silver has to step in and stop the Thunder from acquiring any more. Because
They should have every pick. Like, yeah, I don't like. First, I was like, oh, this is a cool plan, but now I feel like I don't get like maybe are they just hoarding picks to make a trade?
You can't.
Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. Because like the way picks work is as soon as you make the pick has less value than it does before you make the pick. So like they're gonna have like. There's ways to flip this, but you got to go like star shopping, like which I guess they're gonna have enough trades. They don't have enough picks to get in discussion with anybody. So it's like any next player that's on the block, like teams like I said, even like and I guess this could segue into our next discussion point. We got like 10 minutes before the draft. Jim Harden, which is definitely James Harden definitely requested the trade. We don't know what the hell is going on in Houston right now. Tillman Fertitta's broke. We know that for sure. That's a fact. But yeah, like Harden trades, we talk about hypothetically like what Harden could do going to the Nets. The Nets don't have a great package for Harden. We just saw if Drew Holiday is worth 5 first-round picks, what the hell is James Harden's worth?
You might need 22 of them things.
Well, I feel like the Pelicans, when they got that haul for Holiday, the price of the brick went up.
It did. Yo,
nobody has the bread for the Harden pack right now. I mean, he don't want to be there. But I think if I'm the Rockets, I'm like, all right, no doubt. Go out there.
Like you can't trade them.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna play.
I would trade him, but I wouldn't like. And that's the thing, because if you're Houston, like making a fake playoff run doesn't really do you any good right now. Like you could do that, but it's just like you gotta remember this. Like and you know before we get into our 2021 draft coverage coming up shortly, like it's gonna be a special draft next year. Next year's not the year you want to end up like in the 7th seed if your organization is like about to do a rebuild. Like if you're gonna do a rebuild, it's probably like in your best. Yeah, it's in your best like to do it now. Raz, one thought I did have, I saw somebody mention this earlier, but how would you feel about the Denver Nuggets throwing themselves in a little James Harden sweepstakes and dangling a Maga Porter Jr. in the discussion for James Harden?
I mean, you got to do it, right? Like if you're Denver, you got to do it. Like, I mean, if you're gonna have Harden with Murray, which first of all, they won't be able to guard a soul, but you're not going to be able to guard them. So it doesn't really matter. Like they might give up 45, 50, but they're going to give you 65. So it's one of those things where you're stuck there. And then, you know, they got the Jokic cat. I mean, what else would they give up? It would be MPJ and his red hat.
Harris. Personally, if I'm a Nuggets, I say y'all can take Jamal and MPJ, and I'll take Harden. That's just me.
I don't see them trading Jamal after.
I don't think they will. Yeah, they won't do it. But I'm saying if I'm a GM, I'm like, bro, if I'm getting James Harden and Jokic on the same team, bro.
Son, like, you got Celtics fans saying they wouldn't give up Jaylen Brown for Harden.
Yeah, they think that there's some Celtics fans that wouldn't trade Marcus Smart for James Harden. You know what I'm saying? They're ridiculous.
Now, Celtic fans are horrible people. And it just, you know, I did see Boston also trying to make a package for him too. So like, if you can keep, I mean, who would you give up if you're Boston? You got to give up. You got to try and get up off that Hayward contract.
Hayward, the first thing smoking. Like,
yeah, you got to get up off that.
He's actively making their team worse. Like maybe he's a good player, but he's got to go somewhere else. He's getting too much.
Honestly,
taking him too much at a position that they're set at. They need to do anything to get it.
I think you give up Kemba. You give up Kemba and Hayward and like 42 picks for Harden.
Bro,
I think it works.
Have y'all seen a jig rise faster than Kemba Walker's jig in the playoffs in the bubble this year?
Man,
that man played terrible.
Hey, Mike Conley too. Mike Conley.
But Mike Conley
has some good games. He has some good games.
Mike Conley.
But I'm saying though, like you can call underrated your whole career, and you finally go to a place where you feel me like you got maybe a shot to do something. And it's like, oh, maybe you wasn't underrated. Maybe you was just
big
like, you underrated the whole time. But yeah, Kemba too though. Kemba, I was like, dang, like,
I feel like
man,
I have been
like,
pleasantly surprised before. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been like, oh, look at this. These guys doing a nice thing. Like he might be good. But Kemba is on super max money. You brought him in after losing Kyrie. I thought Kemba was the link. You know what I'm saying? Like he's good in the locker room. Like the guys love to be around him. That's what they made it seem like it was the missing link. And he was terrible. He was getting cooked by Dragic like he was a European dish, my boy. It was bad. It was bad. I think Boston they don't got to hit a reset because I mean between Tatum and Brown they're going to be fine like for a long time, but you got to move Hayward and either like give a draft pick away for somebody to take the contract because he's holding them back. They need to do anything to get rid of that dude.
I think we're about 10 minutes before we get into the actual draft right now. So Drew, I do want to get into this right now because the Timberwolves will be on the clock shortly. Where are you at with this pick? What would you do if you were Gerson Rojas and you were running the Timberwolves? Talk to me right now, man.
Yeah, I would try to trade back, but then it's like, what do you get? I don't know. I personally feel like if they gonna keep the pick, I would take Anthony Edwards. I don't really like Melo. I've been saying this for a minute, but I don't really like Melo's game. I don't think Melo's gonna be good like at all.
You don't think he's gonna be the next Kobe Bryant? Mixed with
yeah. What do you say? Kobe Bryant was with the playmaking? Like, nah. I don't like his game though. I don't like the way I don't dislike the way he plays. Like I like the passing, but I don't think that you can become an impactful NBA player with having no other skills but being a good playmaker. So I'm like, who else? I don't. I guess it just depends on like. I feel like the people that fall on the positive side, they believe that he'll be a good shooter off the dribble. And I just don't think he'll be. I don't believe in the shot either. So I'm like, I don't know what more to get excited about besides the playmaking. Yeah, and like, is he better than his brother? That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's better than his brother. And I didn't like Lonzo coming out either. And I don't think he's better than his brother. So I'm like, I don't know where I land. I don't know where that gets you. You feel me in the top 2, top 3 picks taking Melo. It's like, what are you excited about?
I'm gonna tell you that's probably a hot take. Is it? I don't know if it's a scorcher because people do have their doubts on him. There's questions about him.
Yeah,
it's
right down those questions. It's right down those questions.
But to hear him voiced out and fleshed out so thoroughly and so aggressively made it a little bit of a hot take. It's like because he's a 6'7", 19-year-old still growing with a handle. He can shoot it. Does he take bad shots? Absolutely. He can handle and he's a 6'7" point guard though. So at worst you would want to be like at worst you get Sean Livingston, right? At worst.
Yeah. What is that though?
That's a high floor.
That's like I mean, yeah, if you get it at number 1, you're upset.
Yeah. That's
if you get at number 1, you're upset. But his floor is probably Sean Livingston, and he's probably more athletic than let's think about it. No, that's wrong. Sean Livingston before the injury was a freak. So I'll say that, you know, at worst you get Sean Livingston, right? Before the injury. Now, could you live with that? Yeah, you could. Do you want more from it? But I think he has a big ceiling too, because that shooting and that decision making is gonna round out. We have to see how he's going to guard on the NBA level, but I do think that he has the ability to be okay at that. So, I mean, I think there are a lot more.
Why do you think that? Why do you think, like, what do you see that's showing you that you think he'll be okay guarding at the
But what do you see in that? I counter you with what you see that doesn't make him good.
I mean, the film is horrible. The film is horrible.
The film is bad. But I'm saying but no one's made him play defense. Not once in his life. He has the physical. Like, sure, he has the physical tools. We can say that about a lot of people. He has the physical tools to play defense, but like, no one's literally ever made him play defense ever. His brother can play defense.
I feel like he's just played his game like just unchecked for too long. I think it's just like I don't know.
I mean, it's different. It's different when the millions is on the line, though.
JC, where do you stand on Melo? Because we've had this conversation before. So
I am all in on all things LeVar Ball. From LeVar Ball camp,
Ball in the family.
If the Knicks had the first pick, I would take LaMelo. I don't know if he's good. Like, obviously, there's questions. I don't know if he's gonna, but like, you will never hear a sideways word come out about a Ball brother out of my mouth, man. I love that family. I think Melo's a hooper, to be honest, but like, it's if there's, I feel like since the Anthony Bennett draft, there's never been such a like superstar-less, short thingless draft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like toss up, like from 1 to like 7 is like really could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I would take LaMelo. I'm biased, but I love him. I think he can hoop. I think he's gonna be fine. Like Roz was saying, he's 6'7", like he's got all the tools. And like his brother's a good defender. So like for him to be a bad defender, he would have to be a real asshole. You know what I'm saying? And
where do you stand on the brother LaMelo Ball?
He's a baller. He's a baller. No pun intended. I think he'll be fine. Oh, y'all can't hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Oh, yeah, I think LaMelo gonna be fine, man. I think they're overblowing everything. They're trying to create this narrative of the whole he's not humble shit, and Melo's gonna be fine, man. Honestly, inject Melo #1 in my veins expeditiously.
I mean, all right. So if I'm a counter Drew's point, because I'm in on Melo. I want nothing to do with like as a D-Lo stan. I want nothing to do with him on the Timberwolves because that's just more stress for me personally that I'm not trying to deal with. But as a player, I don't have anything against him, and I think even talking about Melo and having the same question with Lonzo, whatever it is, and I think this is the most fascinating part of LeVar as a parent because. Like Lonzo has a great basketball IQ. If you watch LaMelo, he just has a sixth sense about basketball that some guys just don't have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do I think he might not be a great shooter? And like I look at it like he's gonna take ridiculous shots. So it's just like another person who takes ridiculous shots, like Trae Young takes ridiculous shots. Luka takes ridiculous shots. Luka hasn't even got to the part of his career where like he's a great shooter yet. He takes a lot of shots, but we can't call him a good shooter yet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, is it a part like he might have some efficiency problems, but it's gonna be hard for him to fail with like a field like that. So, but like if we're talking like superstar upside, it's gonna be interesting because if he's like indifferent on defense, like he's gonna have to want to defend. We don't know that he's going to want to defend. I think he might have and even a lot of defense is discipline. Staying like if you watch like even like the Scribe film or the Scribe stuff or even some of the when he was in Australia, a lot of times he just wasn't even getting into a defensive position, like he wasn't even bending his knees, like
cherry picking. Like he was cherry picking a lot at Hills. I know that.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton to the Knicks, though. I'm sure. How you feel about that? How you feel about Tyrese Halliburton?
I like him.
His wrist. He fucked up his wrist, right? When he was last year in college.
I think he was hurt for a little bit. Yeah, he was hurt for a little bit. I mean, I like Tyrese. He doesn't do anything amazing though. So I have to figure that.
He doesn't do anything wrong either, though. Like he's not gonna take you out of the game. I don't think watching him play.
I think for the Knicks is they already have a guy like that.
Yeah,
you're gonna say that. Frank
does all that stuff. Frank does all that stuff. I don't want to see a backcourt of Frank and.
Well, first of all, needs to get rid of Frank. That's one, but
you have to swing for the fences on every pick. Like I know this is not like this is probably what got us in it, but we try to play it safe. Everybody we draft is not maybe they're good players, but the Knicks can't develop them. You know what I'm saying?
Knicks need to call Chicago.
Whoever the sexiest, like the highest upside, like I remember when we picked Knox, everybody was like, "That's a solid pick out of Kentucky. It's a smart pick." Michael Porter Jr. was there. He was missing a disc in his back. He couldn't walk, and it looked bad. And I understood why they didn't do it, but still they should have picked him. And that's why they stop playing it safe, even though they played like the Knicks are going to be terrible no matter what they do. So you might as well try your hardest to swing for the fences because you go.
So who do you think? Who is it? Is it Patrick Williams? Is it Patrick Williams? Patrick Williams is swing for the fence. Y'all like Patrick?
No.
Now Pat Williams is probably not even be there. Pat
He
Williams
said
wouldn't even be
swing. I'm
there.
trying to think. What's the
He'll be
swing though?
gone.
What's the swing at 8? All right, you trade up for Melo? Is that like
Honestly,
Nah, here's what they need to do.
yo, tell him.
I don't know if JC, sorry to cut you off. Knicks need to call Chicago. You take 8 and 23. You get that to go to 4, and you take Obi Toppin and go on about your day.
I like Obi. I like Obi on the Knicks. That's the only team I like Obi on is the Knicks because you got Mitchell Robinson back there to clean up.
And they have to find a way, find somebody, some poor soul that says, you know what, we will take Kevin Knox off of your hands.
Yo, Kev Knox, boy. God bless his soul.
Hey, I can't lie though.
Kevin Knox got to. Frank got to go too. You Knicks fans, Sean not a Knicks fan, but the Knicks fans who swear by Frank, it's getting
Not anymore.
What have we seen?
Frank is going to be a good player on a better team one day.
Here we go.
All right, it's not going to be with us, but I'm nothing but prosperity for Frank.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I don't trust you. Frank got to go. If y'all can find JC, y'all can find somebody to take Frank and Kevin Knox like together. That's you.
Throw me in that trade. I'll do what it takes, man.
So before we do introduce our next guest that just popped us in the room, Raz, does Adam Silver look like an Oscar statue before bronzing?
So y'all just gonna sit here.
I'm just asking the question.
I will have to agree with that as well. Yes.
Yes, he does.
So introducing our next guest, we have family of the show, my brother Matt Enfield. Matt, how you doing, bro? I haven't spoken to you since. I hope you're in good health. And thanks for popping on today, bro.
Hold on. The cut before you don't even say anything yet, Matt. I want to understand who the hell you think you are. You tweeted your COVID announcement like you was fucking Al Roker.
Professional purpose, brother. That way,
He tweeted like he was fighting allegations.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it out there, avoid any awkwardness.
What awkwardness?
People, especially in the state of Wisconsin where I live, where the virus is out of control, that they should be more careful and take care of each other. That's
okay.
all.
So you was a martyr.
I mean, COVID picked on the wrong one. I'm feeling all right now. So COVID picked on the wrong one.
Listen, the wildest part is Matt being having that shit, and then two men who will remain nameless on this platform being every street, every party, everywhere, and they're just skating free. Poor Matt is going out there doing his job, and then it's like, here it is.
Yeah. Now Matt said R.I.P. to your grandma, but I'm different. So Matt, thank you for popping on today. Matt, what's your and the Timberwolves have 2 minutes on the clock right now. Woj says
son, don't do that, son. Come on,
we just keeping it updated. I'm never going there. Matt, what are you looking forward to most in the draft today?
Well, I want to see where LaMelo goes. Number one, you kind of have talked me into a little bit the idea that a LaMelo D'Lo backcourt could work, which is pretty good.
Show the work. Heart attack.
It could work. Do I want to go? It could work, but it's going to take some masterful roster building.
Sean, you understand? When we're talking to you, we might be talking to D'Angelo Russell's personal assistant. So anything involving him.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's part of it. But I mean, I think he's easily. Like, if I had to put money on the biggest game changer, the biggest franchise changer in the draft, it's LaMelo. And I mean, like, the floor could really bust on you at the same time. But I mean, listen, man, the playmaking ability and the vision, if that booms, is going to be really exciting. So
all right, hold on. Yeah, I mean, all of these things are right, and like
he could pass. He's a good passer too, man. Great passer, actually. Look to me.
You ain't let me finish, bro. The other side.
Go ahead.
Just like
Cam just ruined it.
The last 20 years.
Cam ruined the pig.
Huh? Don't tell us, Drew, please. I want suspense.
Cam just
tweeted it.
Twitter. I'm here to talk with the fellas, but the Knicks are going to ruin my night just like they do every draft night. So I'm glad I popped in at the perfect time for us to talk about how the Knicks are going to somehow fuck this pick up, just like they do every year.
Yeah, man. I mean, also before we do get into that, because like we do say, we're going off the actual draft.
Hold on. I got money on this pick. Hold on.
Raz, what do you think, if we're just talking before the actual official pick is made, if you had to go for a favorite, like not even like team specific, but just your favorite. If you had to put a money on a bet of rookie of the year right now, who would you put it on?
Money for rookie of the year. Who? That's a good pick. That's a good question. I mean, I would say LaMelo because of the hype, but I will say maybe Obi Toppin can get it done.
That's what I
I
was
think Obi
saying.
Toppin can get it done. Just because he'll be able, wherever he goes, he's going to be able to plug and play and just get buckets. So his job's going to be pretty easy. So anybody here streaming? Because my shit coming through the cable box right now. So
Two, baby.
Yeah,
Y'all
I'm
can
streaming, so I'm
want to know who
gonna
it
just
is.
turn my TV off, and you can ruin it for me because I ain't. Yeah. But Shamsin already ruined this. So I'm gonna just turn my TV off. I ain't even about to even do it.
I mean, they still chatting. The pick is in. Jay Williams has on a bad suit.
He
Looking
looking
like looking like Big Bert.
The turtleneck. Is that a morph neck? Is that a morph neck suit? Like I'm trying.
I
What
think
material
so.
is that?
I don't
What
know.
material is that?
The pick is in. First pick is Anthony Edwards. Okay.
Ant-Man.
Hey,
Let's. All
Hey,
right. So
hey, and in 12 months, I got rid of Andrew Wiggins just for Andrew Wiggins 2.0. No, I was kidding. I was
Yo,
kidding.
no.
You've had-
all right. Hold on. Before, hold on. But like, let's just like, all right. Like, can we stay there? Let's have this.
That's a joke.
Let's have this conversation. Let's have the Andrew Wiggins conversation right now because
You sold a bad bag of dope. I'm telling you. I'll tell you that because I was fooled.
let's have the Andrew Wiggins conversation right now because people are doing this like revisionist history thing that Wiggins wasn't the proper pick at the time. He was still the number one pick. Like we can Wiggins the way Wiggins
Embiid before he got hurt was probably the problem.
Embiid was hurt, like we were saying. But like
JC is right. Yeah.
I'm rooting for Ant, man. But knowing what we knew at the time, it's like, all right, Wiggins didn't become great because he didn't want to become great. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I keep saying this, but I see a lot of people. The jokes are going crazy on Anthony Edwards, and like a lot of it is deserved. A lot of it, like he's his own biggest enemy in a certain sense. He's gonna be one of the best quotes in the league, like unintentionally.
He got to stay out of Benihana apparently because that might
that was fake. That was fake news, brother. That was fake news, brother.
Man's bringing his own food to the spot.
That was fake news, brother.
No, it
I
wasn't.
have insider information on Anthony Edwards. One of my mans is a coach at Lehigh. He coaches one of the best AAU programs in the city, the New York Jayhawks. He said Anthony Edwards, certified hooper, does not like basketball. He said he has no heart.
Edwards said he doesn't like basketball.
No, he was nice, but he scored 3 points that game. He said he's not a dog. He doesn't have what it takes to be that dude on an NBA team. That's just
That's a real
a lot like Andrew Wiggins. That's
Yeah.
That's a real question. That's a real.
You know how little heart you have to have less heart than Andrew Wiggins.
All right, that's going a little too.
Sean,
This could be a question.
Relax.
I think he could, but there are
get ready skill. Like where you gonna make his impact other than just be a freaky athlete.
All right, so I think particularly why I like the fit in Minnesota is I think he's a person that you do not want enabled. So if you went to a bad team and they just rolled the ball out and said, "Hey man, you're our number one option, take all the shots you want," that's a horrible idea. But like I've seen, like if he's going to now, we know he's on the Timberwolves. He's gonna be playing next to Cat, number one option. Everything is running through Cat, and I love D'Lo. Everything is running through Cat. Cat is the primary. Cat is one. He's probably number two, honestly. Like, and especially like one of the most underrated parts of Cat's game is his passing. So like we're talking about that. Even he was in like going on Georgia. He was the number one scorer on that team. A passer like D'Lo and Cat, they're going to be diming him up. So we're talking about his cutting game. He's going to eat off backdoor cuts a lot. Like if he just like, and that's a skill that I don't think is going to be too hard for him to actually develop. It's just going to be a time. D'Lo and Cat, he's going to eat off that. I think he's going to be a fine shooter in the league. I think a lot of it was just shot selection. And that's the other thing. So when we talk about, I think he's going to be a tough shot maker in the league. And I don't know, man. I think, like I said, even going on to David Vanderpool, who's one of the assistant coaches in Minnesota, it's going to be about getting in Ant's head. And this is the question: I just like, should we trust Minnesota to get the most out of him? It's a different regime, so we're saying, oh, they just had Wiggins. It's a different regime now, but we probably still shouldn't give him that benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying?
What would give you the hope that they could do it? You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I want to see.
all of the hope.
It's Coke dreams. It is Coke dreams to a certain extent.
Look, all of the hope is relying on D'Lo and Cat to set a precedent for him to be able to do what he's supposed to do on the court. That's what it all comes down to. It's like, if you believe in them two as the number one and number two, will he be comfortable enough to stay in that number 3 spot and just do? You know, like, remember how when the Celtics took Jaylen Brown? I feel like that's the best case scenario.
Even Tatum as well. Tatum as well.
Yeah, like, you feel me? Bring along slow. You play defense first. You get some shots here. Hopefully, you develop the other stuff. But it's like, I like Edwards. I thought he was the best player in the draft. But the only thing that when I was watching his film is he took a lot of jump shots. Like, I don't know why he took that many jump shots, but he took a lot. So it's like, I feel like you got to clean up his shot profile. You feel me? Like, none of the early clock mid-range jumpers. Try to shoot threes, get to the rack, backdoor cuts. Like, simple. And then maybe you bring him along so he could develop that stuff at the NBA game, at the NBA level. But it's like, it just, yeah, like you said, I don't trust the organization. It's more so, do you trust Cat and D'Lo? I don't know.
Hey, I'm glad in the 5 minutes since he's been picked that no one's compared him to Dwayne Wade. That's a win right there.
Yeah, nah, that was yeah.
That's aggressive.
That's also Coke dreams. Raz, what do you think about this?
These broadcasts are all about aggressive projections. So I'm just saying, I'm glad that we haven't done that before yet.
It's just a bad suit combination by Jay Will. This is the worst decision he made since the motorcycle. Yo,
come
on, man.
He's like a fake ass college professor, yo.
Like an African American studies professor, right, sir? Yeah.
Yo, Sean, you know what I'm talking about?
The Warriors pick is in.
We might not have a Duke player in the first round.
Ooh.
Love to see it though. Fuck Duke. We hate Duke over here.
Raz, what are your thoughts on the pick before we get to the next pick?
It's a good pick. I think it's gonna work. I think they just piled up some young talent over there, but they got some established young veterans, I guess, and a snitch in D'Lo, and I think they'll be able to keep him in check.
Grow up, bro. Grow up.
I gotta grow up. I gotta grow up.
Grow up, bro. Come on.
I mean, I like.
It's not funny anymore. Try different jokes, man. Come on, like.
Well, I don't know what else. I don't know what other pick they could have made. The only other pick I could have seen them making was Wiseman to play on the side of Cat, and I got booed off my own goddamn podcast for saying that two episodes ago. So, Edwards was the only pick I could see them making. But I mean, for the record, I think Wiseman and Cat were beautiful.
It was kind of a weird predicament, right? Because of D'Lo and because of Cat, it's like you can take LaMelo if you're them. You can take Wiseman, but it's not a clean fit. You're gonna have to get innovative with it. So in a way, they were kind of trapped, and Edwards was the only wing that you're gonna say, all right, like, yeah, there's obviously like the risk reward thing, but it's the only one you're gonna take the first pick. They were kind of trapped in a weird way.
That's why I wanted them to trade.
They have bad luck. They have bad luck because this wasn't a draft. Like, even in between two like sandwich special drafts, they ended up with the shitty draft. So like it's just a bad pick.
I think it's a bad situation. It needs to be said how smart everything that Matt says sounds because he has such a great anchor voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it gets credit. Everything he says sounds very smart. Like any opinion that had coming into the podcast. Is whatever he says, I'm all in on.
Hey, JC, appreciate that, bro. From one Valley Central alum to another it means a lot.
All right. So yeah, I think, and even like my last thought on that is like we don't know like what's gonna happen next. Even I guess particularly like going off the team they already have two wings that can't shoot. So it's like I don't want to put another guy who can't shoot. Like Culver had his own jump shot problems.
Hold on, Sean.
So the Minnesota, Golden State is on the clock right now, and the pick is in.
Ooh, chalk so far. Look at chalk. Look at Penny. The reason why the motherfucker couldn't even play. 11 G's. Damn,
this shit going chalk. My son Penny in there looking stupid as hell like a country pimp.
Hey, Raj, you know what's gonna call Penny after this? The NCAA will be like, hold on, player. What are you? They're gonna find a way to hurt this at Wiseman crib, bro.
So LaMelo has dropped
I thought they watch it on mute. I'm wild.
at least
Charlotte, right?
at least three. At least three. Who's picking here? Charlotte. Charlotte said they would take him, right?
Yeah, Charlotte's taking
They
you.
did.
Charles gonna
All
take
right,
it. So
so
Wiseman
okay, so LaMelo Ball, Malik Monk, Terry Rozier. That doesn't. Michael Jordan. Any draft associated with
Devontae
Jordan
I like
has
it.
would
I
have been a
like
good pick.
it. I like it. I like it. Yo,
Don't forget about
you know
Devontae
what?
Graham.
Let's get Russ and LaMelo. Let's get nasty.
Cody
Let's get
Zeller,
nasty.
4.
Nasty. Let's get
Well,
nasty.
he took who the other white man he took in the top 10? Frank Kaminsky.
Cody Zeller.
No, well, I said Cody Zeller already. Yeah, he was 4.
Tell him,
at
yeah,
that.
Kaminsky.
You-
Kaminsky, yeah.
Y'all think
Kaminsky,
Lamar?
Adam Morrison. He got them some white players, boy. But anyway,
Y'all think when LeVar Ball had this master plan for his sons, he thought that in the year 2020 they'd end up in New Orleans and Charlotte?
of course not.
I mean,
But he still got 2 sons in the top 3 of the draft. I mean, that's a good feat within what? Within a 3-4 year period, 5-year period.
Although Charlotte might be one of the few cities in the NBA where LaMelo can prove LeVar wrong about finding a good one. Say that.
Charlotte's dope, man. Charlotte's nice.
Never
When
been.
I stayed
Never
there,
been.
stayed right next to
Heard
her.
about
I
it,
actually met who's the coach? The coach's name, James, whatever his name is.
yeah, Borrego.
Yo, Sean, I was in the lobby with him and Mitch Kupchak, not even realizing this is the damn Hornets coach. I stayed next door to the. I stayed at a hotel next door to the arena, so I'm like, yo, I don't.
Yeah, downtown, right?
And they had
Downtown.
an assistant named Ronald Nuri, Butler. He's like a scout, I think, for them or something like that. So I recognized him, and then it wasn't until the next day I seen the big ass sign, "Please welcome Hornets coach." I'm like, this man was just sitting there chilling the whole time. But Hornets out of PJ Washington was a good pick. Let me not say that. Jordan, that was a good pick last year. But before PJ Washington, it wasn't looking too good for him with his picks.
I think.
Malik Monk sold us a dub, bro.
What's your thoughts on Wiseman to Golden State?
I mean, I think they should have. I mean, I thought they was going to trade it for a vet, but if they was going to keep the pick, I think Wiseman made the most sense. I feel like the Warriors is the perfect situation. You feel me? He don't have like a big job to do. You feel me? Run the floor, catch some lobs, block some shots. Like, you know what the big men do in the Warriors offense. That's why I thought they would trade it though, because like they don't need to waste a high pick on something like that. But I mean, as long as he could not be terrible on defense, it's fine. But I'm just kind of interested to see how. I mean, with this Clay news, you know, if the Clay thing is serious, we don't know. If the Clay thing is serious, what you feel me is just like they about to just roll out
The
with
season is
Clay
starting
Line.
so like the season is starting so like
Next
shortly.
week,
Like,
the season start, fam.
Yeah.
Like next week.
like they're going to like dudes is reporting for training camp next week, pretty much.
Yeah,
So yeah, man. Like we're praying for that man Clay's knee ligaments right now. Raz, talk to me, brother. What do you think about this fit? Wiseman to Golden State.
Like we said earlier, like he's going to be able to play basketball. Like
No
he's
pressure, no nothing.
He's not gonna have to think about nothing. He's just gonna be able to be in a spot where, here you go, rim run, defend, hit open shots. Like that's literally all he's gonna have to do, and it's gonna be great.
He's gonna be very open.
This pick is in, by the way. Shout out to Jay Billis as well. I know who he's rooting for in tomorrow's verses. He was on the right side of history on that one.
You said the right side?
Yeah, for a fact.
Come on.
Listen,
I grew up on Gucci. I grew up on Gucci, so I'm biased. I grew up on Gucci.
Drew, where are you from?
I'm from Oakland. I'm from Oakland,
California.
Yeah. So Gucci, Boosie, and Wayne was like probably the top 3 people in Oakland at the time, Bay Area. So
I know, that sounds like a terrible childhood.
Hey,
but yeah, those are the top 3. So I just always like
LaMelo Ball has been drafted to the Charlotte
now he's
Hornets.
got to pretend like he's excited.
They out in Chino Hills.
So how do we feel about this fit, Melo on Charlotte?
How many point guards do they have now? Rozier, Devontae Graham. Who else am I missing?
Monk.
That's it.
Like this. 20.
Hey, Sip, Monk was pretty good down the stretch before COVID stopped the season. I was looking at the numbers.
I'm telling you,
I'm not out yet.
So you know, it's the last time I seen Monk have a good game when he almost got my Tar Heels out of there in the Elite Eight. That's the last good game I seen him have.
You cap it a little bit. Monk's shown some flashes. Enough you probably.
Sip, you bring this up, and like I remember this. I have sources that could back me up on this. Like I was one of the only people that had Donovan Mitchell over Monk in that draft. But you're not wrong. Like you know what I'm saying. Like Monk definitely like he hasn't been good so far. What did he go? 8th, I think he went
11th, right? I think 11th. He went top 10. He went top 10.
He went pretty high. So that was
Charlie drafted him, right? Yeah. I can't lie. I want the Lakers to get him. I can't lie. I want the Lakers to get Malik Monk.
He can shoot. He can shoot.
I remember thinking that. Like,
I do think Hornets should took Obi Toppin.
I mean,
here's where the fun starts out. Chicago at 4.
All right, the draft is starting now, like Sip just said. But Raz, let's
y'all know who they're gonna pick, right? The first person I said not to pick when I came on here.
Who, Dragon Bender?
They're gonna take Dragon Bender. Diet Dragon Bender is who they're gonna take.
Ooh, the pick is I can't even ruin it. Sham just I gotta get off my phone, bro. Sham just ruined the pick.
Yeah, come on, so you know you're not supposed to.
Oh,
it's a shot coming. They're taking Obi Toppin.
Hold on, Raz. We gotta let's keep it a little orderly. My quick thoughts on Melo in Charlotte is it's low-key a perfect fit. Like so let's get the Boston hype aside on Terry Rozier. Like he's your third guard. Like Terry Rozier is a serviceable third guard. He actually shot the ball really well last year.
They're not paying him to be a third guard. They paying him to.
He's on the roster though. So like he's there. Like, and I don't know who's traded for him. So he like so you know he's a third guard. You're guard off the bench. I'm not mad at him there. Devontae and Melo, like defensively, that's food. Like that's food on defense. Like that's food. But the other thing is, like, if there's a problem about that backcourt, those two guys really don't put a lot of pressure on the rim. Devontae was horrible finishing around them last year. He also really struggled. With his pull-up shot, like after, like in the second half of the season. So he's gonna have to show that he's still like he's gonna have to show that shot is legit. But other than that, I think like Devontae Graham's not a bad guard because he's gonna fire off those shots. So I don't really get mad at it. He's definitely a better outside shooter than Melo. So I can see it working. And especially like let's just say if you're throwing out a lineup of Melo, Devontae Graham, PJ Washington, and like let's say Miles Bridges and whoever they want to run at center, that's not a bad. I think that's a bad like because especially like I think like Miles Bridges is one of my favorite guys coming out of this draft class. Raz, you'll probably co-sign me on that, but I think he's definitely more 4 than 3. So if we're just talking like having two guys on the floor a lot of the time that can stretch like that could run pick and roll, I think that's gonna help Miles Bridges a lot. And give him a lot of like easier baskets, get him straight to the rim, and get him a lot of more like catch and shoot opportunities. So, Raz, what's your thoughts on Melo to Charlotte?
I just got to see how it works. I mean, I think you know, it gives them the firepower and it gives them a face to build around in Charlotte.
They needed that. They
haven't had that in so long.
They needed that.
They literally haven't had that. So it's just like since what, Gerald Wallace? So my thing is
Kemba wasn't that long ago, bro. Kemba wasn't that
Wait, hey, can we break a trade right quick?
A trade? No, hold on.
It's not the draft. It's not the draft. It's a different trade on the outside.
Talk to us.
It's not Rubio back to the Timberwolves for the 17th pick, and the Timberwolves get 25 and 20. I don't like that trade at all, but yeah. So the Timberwolves get.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, Drew.
Is that confirmed?
I think it's confirmed.
Patrick Williams to the Bulls, by the way. Patrick Williams to the Bulls.
We getting loopy right now. We're getting
Sean,
loopy.
listen, the Knicks should be banging on Cleveland right now to give him the 5th pick, fam.
Yeah, Obi? You want Obi?
Obi. Give him the first for next year. Book it. That's too much. But
I mean, Patrick Williams shot up draft board last week or two. Is this a rise with substance, you think, or is this the pre-draft process at its worst?
No, I think it makes a lot of sense, particularly in this draft. Like there's not a lot of guys who had the potential to be like a 3-4 combo. I think he's a straight 4. But like you said, yeah, he didn't even start on Florida State for the majority of the season. But the kid has a lot of potential. I'm not. I think it's a little bit of a reach sit because I mean you gotta really believe.
It is a little bit. It is a reach.
But I think they're trying to fit. I think they're trying to fit around what they have. So I think like, all right, I'm just happy they didn't trade Wendell to the Warriors for one. But two, if you're trying to fit somebody around like Laurie and actually Wendell Carter, they're pretty interchangeable because I think actually now that I'm thinking about it, he's playing 3 and 4.
That's what I'm saying, Sean. I don't like him next to Carter. Like that's gonna happen at some point. That's not good right there to me.
Maybe they see it as a long-term development piece.
Same time.
What was that?
So what?
Did you play all 3 of them at the same time? You think?
I don't think he has enough ball skills yet to be able to
exactly.
He can get into his one dribble pull up pretty well. And he doesn't have the worst shot. The shot's gonna have to improve. I think defensively is probably like they probably fell in love with him on that side. If you're taking him at 4, you probably think he could be like you see, because we talk about the Leonard Hamilton, we talk about the Florida State like wings and stuff, but you gotta think he has Jonathan Isaac type upside on defense to take him here. I don't think he has the lateral mobility on his lower half to be Jonathan Isaac, so that's a little bit of a reach. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just trade back for Patrick Williams? I'm sorry.
This MC Raz brought up my exactly what Raz said. Because Patrick Williams would have still been there at 6. He would have still been there at 5, 6, 7, 8.
I really just have.
I feel like I guess the question that comes to mind for me is like with once you get past 3, it's straight question marks. And even the top 3, it's a lot of question marks. But at what point in this draft are we going to be saying that that's not a reach? Because everyone, I feel like, is going to be perceived as a reach because we just don't know what the fuck we're getting with most of these guys, honestly.
I'll give you an example. If I feel like certain names, if I hear certain names in this lottery, like what's a name I could kind of throw out randomly? Jaden McDaniels is a reach this high. Yeah. Like that's an example. Cole Anthony, even though I'm a UNC, Cole Anthony is a reach. It's weird saying this, but he's a reach in the top 10. Yeah. So there's some players that are reaches. Well, Williams is not necessarily a reach per se, but like I just feel like the 7 to 10 range or 6 to 10 range fit more than top 5.
Raz, talk to me, brother.
Huh? What?
I can't believe they took him at 4.
Your Toppin is right. I like Toppin would have fit better.
This is usually like the.
I can't do that.
This is usually the type of like baffled I am with the Knicks, but that will come soon.
Hey, Cavaliers got to draft a 6'3" point guard again, right? That's their special.
Killian Hayes is right there waiting for them. I'm sure that's what they're going to do.
They would need to be defunded if they took another point guard, first of all.
But Sean, like I seen this earlier, all the mocks I was seeing, I'm not gonna lie, the Patrick Williams Chicago team started picking up.
Yeah, no, it is. I saw this exact.
He was climbing.
So it's not that. It's surprising because we didn't see it coming, but like we're low-key building here in these past few weeks. Raz, do you think there's any upside to this pick at all?
I mean, there's upside to it for sure. Like Patrick Williams could end up being great. I mean, he's
I think. Hold on, not to hold that thought. Like they got to think he has like untapped like Paul George potential.
Paul George.
I thought Kawhi comparison.
I'm talking about them. Like that's how they have to fit.
He doesn't like.
He's not even built like Paul George. That's weird.
A bigger. I'm just talking. I mean, Paul George kept growing. Paul George is like fucking like 6'8", by the way. Like.
I think he's taller than that. I think they'd be fronting with that 6'8" shit.
Patrick Williams is that size. I think he's a little bigger than Paul George. Honestly, like
he's bigger than Paul George.
No size. Yeah, size wise. That's what I mean.
If you go on Patrick Williams, there you either gotta go Okoro or like I don't know. Like
I would have liked Okoro.
Is he better than Okoro? That's the thing. Is he? Is he even better than Okoro?
No, I don't think.
You gotta believe in the jump shot. You gotta believe in the jump shot.
It gotta be like. maybe Vassal. Like I don't know. Like how do you?
I would have said. You know what's funny that you say that, Raz? I would have actually been okay if they took Vassal there as opposed to Williams.
Yeah,
but Vassal might slide a little bit though.
Yeah.
I like
not his fault. Not his fault. He didn't do nothing wrong. It's just like him and Nesmith.
He did something wrong by having that video come out. He did something wrong.
Him and Son from Vanderbilt. They're gonna. I think they're gonna be solid gets like that.
Oh, what's his name?
Is it Naismith or Nesbitt? I forgot that Aaron. He could shoot.
Yeah, Naismith, right?
Yeah,
Naismith. Yeah, he can shoot.
Oh,
He's a real good shooter.
That pick is in two. So
the fifth pick is Isaac Okoro. No trades, first of all. What a fucking letdown, first of all. Like we
right.
The pick is in, Matt. The pick is in already? They're not picked up already.
Yeah.
My bad, Seb.
Y'all said the pick, but
They had announced it on TV.
So
cable.
no,
Those of us staying off Twitter to keep the suspense.
Well, I mean, at least they let the first 4 picks slide before they started doing that.
At this point, Toppin, Killer,
Raz, they found something out, bro.
Are still available, but they
found something out, bro. They found something out with Toppin. Maybe they feel like he's too old at 22, but it's something that's happening there with Obi.
Hold on, niggas.
He's old as shit.
One sec. But before we get to the Okoro stuff, I did see that trade about the I'm gonna bring you in, Drew. Like the Rubio thing. Apparently the rumor that we're looking at right now in terms of it would be Timberwolves are in talk with OKC to trade pick 17 for Ricky Rubio and picks 25 and 28. Damn. I don't hate that because first of all, like 25 and 28, I think like the difference between 17 and 25 and 28 is negligible in this draft to me. I also think Rubio is a pretty good, like even one of the best guards in the league.
Okay. As long as we on that page. Okay. I personally don't like when I look at hold on. Oh yeah, D-Lo just tweeted about what's the name? Ant. But yeah. But I don't mind, like Rubio's not a bad player, but I just thought they were gonna do something better with the 17th pick. I don't know. When I saw OKC, I was thinking Oubre.
I know you wasn't thinking. Yeah, true. I know you're not a J-Mac fan.
So, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So it's like you upgrade the backup. Yeah, you upgrade the backup point guard, which is great. But they still need a wing. Like they need a 3-4 that they just don't have on their roster. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess we just gonna see. But yeah, I don't know. I like Antho.
So what does Atlanta do here, guys? Like, Atlanta wanted to cheat this pick first of all. Let's start there. I feel like Atlanta was begging whoever in the world to please take this pick from us.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's too early for Vassell, right?
No. So Drew, I feel like anytime from here on out, for the rest, like from this point forward, Vessel is in the reach at this point now for me.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like you taking him where he should go.
That's what I think they should take him or. I mean,
you know who's gonna slide on?
Y'all like Halliburton.
Son from USC is gonna slide. Onyeka because of the foot injury.
Oh,
I said earlier. I thought Onyeka to the Hawks wasn't a bad idea. Like from a value play, I don't think they should let him fall. But even I think Okoro on Cleveland. What do you think about that, Sip?
I actually like it.
They need somebody.
Like I said with Kevin Knox, they have to find some poor soul that it wants. Because of the two, if I'm who's their GM? I don't even know who their GM is. It's not Tracy Lane, right? No. Oh my God, Kobe Altman. Of course, if I'm Altman, I'm looking at my 2-6-3 guards, and I'm actually getting rid of Colin Sexton, fam. He's the one that has to go.
Ooh, not exactly. Never mind.
Yo, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned him, Sid, because
he's got to go, brother. He's the one that has to go.
Sid, I was just writing about Colin Sexton yesterday. Like I was diving in on a piece I'm working in. So I had to dive into some Colin Sexton film, and so you're out on a Colin Sexton.
Man, you better be.
Well, you have more because you was looking at the tape. But for me, if I'm looking at those two, I would probably keep.
You got to hope for a real big improvement from Garland this year because he was fucking
Exactly.
last week.
Garland, yeah, I don't know. So I think even like staying here for a second while we talk about the Cavs. Yeah, man, like Sexton averaged 20 points last year, and I know he's a black hole, but like
20 points.
Yes.
Yeah. It'd be like 20-0-0 though. It'd be like 20.
Yeah, exactly.
It was 23-3.
Yeah, 23-3.
He's not soft either. There's a dog. There's something to be said for that.
Yo, like it was like I was going through it. I'm just like, yo, this kid can like he can fill it up. I'm like, even like not to be
I like Colin Sexton. I just like him there.
All right, okay, that's what I'm trying to know. Because like
Kevin Porter Jr. though, this is the one he's gonna be the. I think he's the one that. Like he's gonna be the guy. I think.
I mean, we gotta hope that he don't like.
Oh boy,
Raz's shaking his head. Raz has seen some more bullshit. Don't tell us yet, man.
No, I ain't seen nothing. I mean, it's just looking like the way this draft going. I've never seen
y'all get this. I think Obi gonna fall to y'all because I don't see anybody else picking Obi.Maybe Detroit, but I don't see it. I think y'all got Obi.
I think Detroit gonna go Killian. I think Detroit.
Killian Hayes. Well, they don't have a point guard, so they need a point guard for sure.
Yeah, so I think even staying on
where we at?
the
Atlanta?
Cavs for a second. Yeah, but I think like
we went Atlanta.
Hypothetically for the Cavs, you know what I'm saying? Like Okoro is the type of wing that you need next to two score first guards. Like even if Okoro's shot isn't like projectable right away, and we don't think
I like it. Yeah, he fits.
It's a great fit defensively because I think also like Okoro, like one of my favorite things about Okoro, like I said on the wing breakdown, was I think he was a really underrated passer. So if you're playing off two like score first guards, like I think especially like, and that was another thing that I think like Sexton actually showed, like that boy was running off like he was coming down like pin down screens and just rising up. His catch and shoot and even his pull up like shots were like pretty much money. So I think like no disrespect to Vibes Sexton because he out here bleaching his skin. But like he was actually,
he thought we didn't notice that too. Like, bro, we see the bleaching.
He didn't think we would notice that. Like, yeah, bro, he's out here like looking like Sammy Sosa face. Like,
but shout out to Onyeka for being the only dude to have like only like 4 other people in the crib. It's just him, his mom, it looked like, and 3 other people. Everyone else, LaMelo Ball didn't have 50 people at the crib, man.
Yeah, all the holes at the crib, right?
Y'all can hear me, right?
Everybody. Cut to the cheetah shirt. I don't know if you seen that. My man had on a cheetah button down. Let's see this.
So yeah, I mean that's a good pick.
Okay. They don't care about the foot.
Next pick, the pick is in. So the pick at 6 is Onyeka Okongwu. I said it earlier that if he falls to 6, they can't let him fall past 6.
So Sean, let me jump in real quick. I think what helped Onyeka, right? So you know me, Sean. My thing is more so the college. I mean, I fuck with professional sports too, obviously, but I saw from high school basketball. The best thing to happen to Onyeka was LaMelo Ball leaving Chino Hills.
Yeah,
because his profile went up. Onyeka was always a 5-star. He was always a 5-star player, though. But it was always the Bulls and Onyeka. So once they left, he became the featured guy. And then once he got to USC, he showed even more like, okay, he could really ball. So I think it's a good pick for Atlanta because they don't have to rush him. He could heal properly. He could just watch, learn. Mm-hmm. Right. And then you can but he could pass too. So you can have Onyeka, Collins.
They can play together. Two of them guys can play together.
Hunter and Huerta.
Like, all right, let's talk about the Hawks for a second, guys.
I like Kevin Huerta. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not fighting a minority.
The rumor, shout out to the Red Rifle. But yeah. So for the Hawks, they've been rumored to bring in Gallinari. They're one of the only teams that have cap space, this winter, I guess. So they've been linked to Gallinari and a little bit of Rondo. So, like you said, you just talk about the core that the Hawks have right now. Trae Young, obviously, future offensive superstar. Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter. John Collins, we're gonna have to see if they re-sign him. I don't know if he's gonna be there long term or if he's a trade piece.
They gotta
this
give
type
him
of trade,
money, fam.
I don't know if Okongwu means they're going to re-sign him or trade him. It's going to be one or the other. I think
Why that
I
can't
think
work together? Why that can't work side by
Who?
side?
I think money wise. I don't think
Oh,
they want to. I don't think they would want to pay him his money. That's the only thing. If they want to go star hopping or, but that's just a question I see. We'll see if he gets that contract. I think it depends on the contract. But John Collins has been like ridiculously productive through like his first 3 years in the league. What was he, 2 or 3? Well, yeah, but he's been ridiculously productive. But yeah, like so they got talent on the wings, and like you did mention, Okongwu can play with Collins or Capella. So how do you guys feel about the Hawks' future in the East? What do you think? You think if we're just talking how long they can make some noise, or talking about, because I think for the Hawks particularly, the exercise here is building around Trae Young, building around a great initiator, one of the best passers in the league, but is a complete zero on defense.
Well,
so I think even before you come in, Matt, I think, but this is what we're talking about. They're strategically building around Trae. They're getting 2 wings that have upside. Hunter's probably one of the more. He had an underrated rookie season. He was pretty solid. For what you could expect from him, and Cam Reddish is just a lotto ticket. I like what they're doing in the Hawks. How do you guys feel about that?
It's a big Cam Reddish account, even though I hate Duke players. I like them. I like the moves they're making, man. I like the move. I don't know if it was Raz or you who just said they're literally putting all the proper pieces around Trae Young.
Well, my thing is, if you're going to build around Trae Young, that also goes back to what you were just talking about, Sean. You have to build around minimizing his weaknesses.
Yeah.
Defense, you gotta hide him on defense.
Are glaring. Like, there's no doubt about it. But he's a special offensive player. So if you can minimize the defensive weaknesses and hide him, and then around him on offense with versatile guys and wings. But I think when we're talking about John Collins, whether they're going to get rid of him or not, and something that would make me really excited for the Hawks moving forward is when you think about young duos in the East, is there one that comes to mind that has worked so seamlessly and so well to date?
As those two guys.
Those two run an awesome pick and roll.
Look, my only thing with Atlanta, where I feel like the problem with having a young superstar is, he finna get paid in a couple years. So you got to do as much as you can. You feel me? To bring that in.
Shout out to Raz, bro. Sorry to cut you off, Joe. I apologize. Go ahead.
It's good. Nah. Yeah, I'm done. I just wanted to say, you feel me? If you got Trae, in 2 years he getting the max. So you got to get as much talent in around him right now before you start getting bread. Like, if him and Collins getting all that money, then all your cap space is gone at that point. Then you're like, you feel me? So get as much talent and then got it later.
Fellas, pain is coming our way in 5 minutes. Raz, Sip.
We almost there.
For both of us, not Knicks fans.
Man.
So look, hold on. To piggyback off of Drew's point, so the issue they're going to have, kind of what Drew was saying, they got all these young guys around the same time.
Exactly.
So when it's time to start catching out, I believe that's exactly what Drew was saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not only Collins and Trae, but the rest of them. Exactly. You have to have money to pay at least
but that's
2 other guys.
So I think that's exactly why you think about trading Collins, because somebody's contract is going to have to get kicked down the line.
Particularly,
particularly, and Matt, you come in right after this, but let's talk about it. I think at this point, the Hawks will probably put together one of the strongest Harden packages right now. They got enough pieces. If we just talk about the Brooklyn package, this is what I'm saying. They're gonna have to take a shitty package if they trade him, but the Hawks could make a great Harden package right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt, go ahead, man.
No, and I was gonna say, anyone who watched the last 6 weeks of the regular season before COVID hit, Cam Reddish pop is coming at some point soon too, and that's just to add to it.
Yeah, it's just you're right though. Yeah, when you got a bunch of young players, 5-6 young players, they contracts going to come at the same time. That's tough. So it makes sense that they're going after a Gallinari. You feel me? Because it's you pay him for 3 years, and then by the time his contract comes out the books, maybe you feel me, somebody else, you sign somebody else. But yeah, when you have too many, that's I feel like saying I know saying they're not really picking high, but the Celtics, where it's they paying JB already. You feel me? They got Kimbo contract on the books.
And then it's like once Tatum contract get on that book, they stuck with whatever roster they got. Like whatever roster they have, that's it. So it's
Hey,
like
fellas,
the hard part.
let me tell you too. A potential you're talking about the Hawks having a good package for Harden, a James Harden, Trae Young backcourt. Let me tell you, you're getting a lot of stops there. Bet the over on every single one of them.
Yeah.
Nah, but Harden like he's forcing the Nets trade, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna force it, but like the Rockets don't have to like say yes. They could just be like, "Hey man, you want to be out here? We're gonna trade you." Where like he's on a contract for like 2 or 3 more years, so like he has no leverage to like force them where he wants. So like if they're like, so if they want to go like, "All right, man, you out of here, have fun," they could just trade him to wherever he wants, and there's nothing you can do about that. Raz, what's your thoughts on the Hawks situation and the Hawks pick?
They got a lot of talent, man. They could package it for a star, but I think they're gonna ride it out.
Even the Giannis, bro. Like, I mean, you know, like,
you don't have to get a star right now. You don't. Not with those pieces they got. They could wait for a year or two.
The New York Knickerbockers are on the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
At least leave the suspense for this pick. At least
no one break Twitter. Let us endure this pain on live television, please and thank you.
I was not going to ruin that moment. You believe that? This is what we are here for tonight.
The pick is in. The pick is in.
Pick is in.
Oh shit!
It's one name that if the Knicks fans hear, they should lose their minds in anger.
Who's that?
He's right there. Jay Billis, number 2 best available. The kid's still sitting on that list.
Pick Obi. Do the right thing.
This is easy. Obi or Tyrese, to me, you can't lose.
Yeah, it's Obi or Tyrese. That's the only thing that we can.
Pick Obi, man.
Keep it simple.
I'm gonna fucking jump off to my porch.
Look, you guys. RJ.
That's a reach. Obi should not be this high.
What team are we talking about?
The Knicks, right?
Huh?
Reach is in their middle name.
Just take
This is true.
Hold on, let me turn it on. Hold on.
But look, we for sure skipped over Killian Hayes.
What Drew said? Drew said something about Killian Hayes?
The Pistons took Killian Hayes. Yep.
Pistons, yeah. We forgot. We
didn't get to Killian yet.
I thought.
And funny thing is, Raz said that too. Raz said, "Yo."
Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, Raz called that.
The pick is in. Hold on,
Killian Hayes. All right, then.
Boy.
All right, let's see.
With the 8th pick, 2020 NBA draft. Obi Toppin. Right.
Yep, that's the pick. That's the right pick. That's the right pick.
It's so whack that like there's no live draft this year, man. Because this is the best. Like the Knicks fans' reaction to like the picks was the best part of the draft.
Yeah, every year.
Like,
I think they didn't fuck up.
That's literally the only team to me where I was like, if you're picking in the top 10, Obi next to Mitchell Robinson makes the most sense. That's just he protects him.
I kind of thought they might take he's really kid. I forgot his name.
That nigga Randall is out of here. You heard? Let's get that nigga out of here. I'm tired of the hard right spin left into 3 people. Get him out of here.
I feel you, man. I like as you feel me. You feel me as a Lakers fan. I like you feel me. I root for the former Lakers, but Julius is tough, man.
Don't sit here and bring your pity to me as a Lakers fan. I'm just saying, I don't want to hear your shit.
I like Julius, but it's like, bro, I know you can't have a winning team with him, which sucks.
Well, how many? I like the pick. This is who I wanted. But how many power forwards do we have on the roster now?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. Hey, Sip, you muted.
I'm filming out. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, Brooklyn. Obi's born in Brooklyn. I mean, so we gotta,
I thought about to say, what power forwards are still on the roster? We still got Todd.
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Bobby
Portis. Julius Randle.
I was going out last year with that shit, boy. I got Morris, Portis. Who was the third power? Taj Gibson.
Todd's still on the roster.
My first thought was it the crack? Because damn.
Yeah, I don't know why they signed so many power forwards. Like I don't know what was this, but I was
trying to be tough.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like I don't know. But look, Obi and Mitchell. I like that's good. Obi Mitchell and what's the name? RJ. That's not terrible.
Who's starting? Obi probably started with the 4, right?
The Knicks didn't have to trade up for Obi Toppin right now.
Yeah.
And now they got the 23rd
Right, this is
pick.
why they won, bro. They got the player they wanted right at number 8. Didn't have to move. But then my thing is, what did Obi show the other teams that made them back off?
What makes me think is we probably should have traded up.
One.
We should have traded. We should have just kept the other pick too, so we could have got my guy Cassius Winston in the early second.
Now, but 23, you can still get a quality play at 23 as well.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's where the team's gonna separate themselves in that out the lottery. All them
like 15.
Yeah.
15, 16, and beyond.
Facts. Because I feel like it's a lot of
good
good
players.
Drew,
there's always a guy, always one random player who just happens to go past 15.
Facts. That's nice. Exactly. There's always one. Exactly.
No, exactly right. So I think we get that again. I don't know who the guy's gonna be, but this is the perfect draft for it too. Aaron Naismith, okay.
Oh, wait. Who's on the clock right now? Who's at 10?
Washington.
10. Who's at 10? Phoenix? No, am I tripping? Phoenix?
Phoenix, right?
Washington, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Washington at 9. I'm tripping. We got 9. Who y'all think they're gonna take? I don't know. Washington.
I already saw it on Twitter, so I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, well, who do you?
Raz, what makes sense to me, since Chris Paul is there, Tyrese will fit perfect there because you could just watch Chris Paul for whatever years until he retires, and then ease into that.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that's a bad thing for him. I think it'll give him time to develop.
It's getting shaky for him now. As you go further down, Tyrese Halliburton might be.
Oh yeah. Wait, so
unless Washington can take him too. You never know.
I think it's got to be Denny, right? It's got to be Denny. That's my guess.
Bro, Washington with international picks. I don't remember the name. I'm a little older now, but Jan Vesely.
Jan Vesely. Yeah,
Jan Vesely. Him in the top 10. That shit didn't work out.
Right.
Yo, that fucker on 2K though was European Blake Griffin. I'll tell you that much.
He was.
I remember him.
No, what's the Russian kid that the Clippers drafted in the lottery one year? Yaroslav Korolev.
Alexei Shved?
No, Korolev. Shved was like a second round pick, I think, or late first round.
As long as Cole Anthony, as long as we didn't draft Cole Anthony, I'm happy. That's just basically.
You act like 23 now, right there, Raz. Like they will move up from 23 and take Cole Anthony.
I can live with him at 23.
You don't like Cole? Oh, okay. You just like him early.
Listen, on my team, he's good, but then when he got hurt and then he tried to come back, it just wasn't. It was a failed experiment.
His dad's a Republican.
Oh, I didn't know that.
His mom is fine though. I seen her earlier on the little interview.
Respectfully, of course.
Respectfully,
man.
Shout out Mark Jackson.
Knock it out the park, man. She was looking.
Mom's decent tweet at some point tonight.
Hey. But yeah, though, that's my guess for the Wizards is it's got to be Denny. I don't think Denny about to drop that far. They don't have a wing. They might have ended up with Westbrook, Beal. Based on the rumors. Westbrook, Beal, and then Denny.
Yo, what do y'all?
Drew, I just want you to think about the last couple European guys that didn't work out, man. Denny reminds me of all of them.
Look, Denny reminds me of
that thought process would have.
What's his name?
Never drafted Porzingis, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah. You gotta evaluate each prospect individually.
But look, Denny reminds me of what's that play for Orlando? What's his name? That play for the Trailblazers. What's his name?
Oh, you was right, Drew.
Israel.
Is Denny?
Is Denny? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
We talked about a lot.
He looks smooth as hell.
Denny's family look like him, fam.
Hold on. I know Denny was just smooth.
Yeah, he seemed like he cool. They said Denny got that dog in him. I don't know, you feel me, what that really means. They said he got that that heart, that dog.
Somebody TV loud as shit.
Yeah, I don't know. My TV off. I'm listening to y'all.
Let me mute my TV. My bad.
It's aggressive, man.
They like the Israeli mafia, yo. Like what?
Sean, my beloved co-host is out here with the K-Lou Wi-Fi, which means
wow. Why you gotta leave us old men alone, man? Y'all always. The funniest part about the chat though is that I am well over 2 years older than you.
Hold on.
I just seem to
We're not gonna
dodge
discuss
through
we can't discuss the chat on air.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, come on.
But my point in saying that though is it's funny to see the Kev slander, and then I'm older. I'm 2 years older than Kev. I'm
Unfortunately.
trying to too. Like, you know what?
There
Yeah,
you
he's
go.
old.
Oh, there he is. He's
Back.
co-host the podcast.
Pardon me.
back
I'm
from that
on
Dollar General
West
Wi-Fi.
Bubblefuck right now, so like I'm not on my personal Wi-Fi. But I think we back. I was afraid this was gonna happen, but we back now. What did I miss, fellas?
All right, so Denny to Washington. How you feeling?
Pretty safe pick actually. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it here. Like I said, Sip, I think if it was a little higher, that might have been a reach. But you know, he could pass, so I think he's gonna play off a Bill well. And you know, I don't know what's going on with John Wall right now,
Right.
but you know, I think he has some potential, and they need something on the wing. So
exactly,
I don't hate it.
Yeah, that was my thing too. I was like, that was my guess before. I'm like, but they don't have a 3. I don't know who the 3 is. Like, is it what?
Bertans?
Nah, it's somebody else. Like, it's somebody I'm forgetting. That's apparently
Hachimura plays what? The 4? Hachimura's a 4?
Yeah, Hachimura's a 4. He should be a 4. Hachimura should be a 4.
Definitely a 4. Definitely.
In today's NBA, I think they played him at the 3, but he should be playing the 4. And then you got between, Mo Wagner and other Lakers dude. What's his name?
Thomas. Most of them don't play. Troy Brown. Is it the other lottery pick?
Yeah, Troy Brown. That's what it is. Troy Brown's their 3.
Troy Brown showed some signs in the bubble. You know,
yeah. So it's. And they might have Westbrook. It might be Westbrook and Beal if they trade Westbrook for John Wall, which I don't understand at all. But if they do,
I do not get that.
I don't get it for either side.
Oh shit, his English is lit too,
man. Like you just doing shit at that point. Like
to do it,
you're just not doing it for relevance. That's literally it. I mean,
exactly.
They said they upset about the gang sign video.
Westbrook makes, I think, $100,000 more a year than Wall right now.
Yeah, so it's literally just like
how much better. Russ is a good player, man, but like Russ is also a tough player to build around. So I don't really know what the fuck they're doing with that.
But I will say Russ and Bill, to me, that's a guaranteed playoff spot. I don't like Russ, but that's a playoff spot. You feel me? I don't know what they obviously don't really feel.
In the East, I agree.
In the East, you feel me? That's a 7th, 8th seed. I mean, if that's your goal, then. I mean, I guess, but yeah, to me, the Wizards, like if I was the Wizards, like front office, I would just be like, bro, I'm blowing this up. Y'all can take somebody take Wall for cheap, somebody take Bill, you feel me, for the premium, and I'm just like starting from scratch. But I feel like teams they be trying to make money, you know, because at the end of the day, you gotta sell tickets, you gotta sell jerseys, like you can't just throw out a bunch of bums, you know. So I get it.
I like Rui too. So I mean, they do have some young players, and getting Denny at that spot is pretty nice because a lot of people thought he was going top 5.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna make past Chicago, so that's pretty dope to see he made it to the 9th pick. But
so Drew, I think what helped Denny too is before Patrick Williams started trending, it was like, all right, Denny at 4. Right. And then the Warriors, who said that the workout was incredible or whatever, then people start saying, maybe he'll slip up. But Denny, you know what? Denny went right the hell where he's supposed to go. The bottom of the top 10.
Right.
I'm okay with that. I feel bad for Tyrese, though.
That's fair. Wait, what you talking about? Halliburton?
Yeah, I feel bad for him. But the next 2 picks should be him and Vassell.
I thought you were talking about Maxey this whole time, bro. I'm like, you think Maxey?
No, I didn't get no. You know what's funny, Drew? I forgot about Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about when you said Tyrese. I'm like, Maxey?
Nah,
like,
Tyrese from Iowa State.
Yeah, from Iowa State. Yeah, I got you.
So I'm waiting for the first trade to happen today because it's been pretty anticlimactic, especially like for what we were expecting.
Right.
But yeah, I can see like if we're talking about like one of the good teams, like Halliburton is probably somebody that like if I was somebody in the playoffs, like so it's like that's somebody. Was he the pick?
I don't know, but I'm saying he could. I was telling you off air. I was telling Ryan like he'll be perfect to learn behind Chris Paul for whatever remaining years Chris Paul plays. Which probably I don't think he'll be in Phoenix more than 2 years.
Well, this is the first team that's in win now mode that's picked at the same time. So this is a little bit interesting because this changes your philosophy of who you pick and how pro ready they might have to be.
So Matt, when you say win now for Phoenix, like
I mean, they
six
didn't trade
seed.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I have to look. I'd have to look at each roster at the end of the offseason, but I mean, like 4 or 5 is probably not out of the question. I mean, it's tough, but I think if you ask Phoenix, that's probably where they're going for. They didn't trade for Chris Paul to get the 7 seed.
You right, but I don't. When it comes to the West, man, it's to me it's 3 teams and it's the rest.
It's a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath. Don't get me wrong, but the Suns are clearly in the mindset of we're going to win a lot more this year than we have in any time since 2010.
So, what do you think the Suns are going to do? What's your guess at this pick?
I mean, I like the thought process of getting another young point guard behind CP3, letting him learn right there.
So, Halliburton?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I would like.
I don't like that's when Nathan because you just took Cam Johnson, so it's like
that's true. But I feel like you can't have
Bridges.
Though you can never have too many wings, B. Huh?
You got Bridges too, though.
You can never have too many wings, bro. Like I don't like if it's like you can have too many point guards, you can have too many centers. I don't think you can have too many wings, even if that means your 3rd or 4th wing. That's like if you have depth on the wing, that's an advantage over other teams. If you're talking like if you're trying to compete, you're gonna need enough wings as possible. Yeah, so it's like I think I don't know. I would definitely like as a value play. I think that's like not bad right there. I think if we're talking like
Jalen Smith was drafted by the Suns.
Oh, I saw it. Like that's our first reach of the night.
They took Jalen Smith top 10.
Jalen Smith.
I don't know what to say because I'm not gonna pretend like I watched
Matt,
it.
Right here.
I
was reach.
Jalen Smith was one of my last film guys that I got into. I got notes right here, so we can get into that a little. So he's out of Maryland, 6'10", 225. What did he last year? He averaged 15 and 10, about 2 blocks. I think he's interesting as a prospect, but the value is like really off here. He's pretty stiff as an athlete. So like that's never a great sign, particularly at 10. That's not a type of like if we're just going like swing for the fences. Yeah, look at his family, man. If we're talking swing for the fences, I think there might have been something else. But I mean, if we're gonna try and rationalize the pick, I guess like what is it? Is it like a backup big to or a big that could play besides Aiden? I think is that the move?
Yeah, I thought
he can. Aiden on the perimeter every now and then, so he can.
Smith shot 37% from 3 last year for the record.
Sean, if you're building Phoenix, you need a big next to Aiden. You need a big that's a little bit more defensive minded, though.
Yeah.
I think like he's not a. I don't say he's a bad defender. I think like in the old NBA to where a lot of
that form, that shooting form.
I think in the old NBA where a lot of the fours weren't like on the perimeter and like stretching the floor, he would have a much easier time. But that's gonna give him a little thing. But he can protect the rim, especially he's probably like he's in the top of the class in terms of best weak side rim protectors.
Okay.
So I think that's the vision that they're going to. So like and Sip. So I think you said the same thing about like they already have the wings. So I mean that's probably the play. That's probably why they went there. I don't think they had to take him here. If we're talking about like trade down, this was obvious like
facts.
This was obvious like.
But look, last year they took Cam Johnson and Brandon Clark was right there, and they took Cam Johnson like before anybody projected. So I feel like they a team where like if they like somebody, they just gonna take them, and it's like forget about everything else.
That's a good point because, like I said, Cam at 11 was last year. Everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yo, so you're talking about that Jalen Smith can be a guy that protects the rim. But if you're talking about that's his defensive strength, that means you get him out on the perimeter, he's going to struggle a little bit. So my thought process, a lot of teams, especially teams that are guard heavy going against Phoenix, they're going to put DeAndre Ayton in a million pick and rolls. He's got the best there, but that's still not his strength. But are they going to do the same exact thing to Jalen Smith? And if so, that's a recurring problem, no?
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's like it's pretty interesting because like you said, Matt, that's really spot on. And I think even the Ayton situation, because I think he's going to be one of the most fascinating players to watch next year, if he's being real. Like the Ayton stuff is interesting because obviously you have the Luka stuff, which is out of his control. It's hard to use that against him. But
Exactly.
Aiden's a baller, bro. Like
Yeah.
Aiden could fill it up, and like even defensively, I think he took steps defensively last year to where like he was looking like a complete like non-factor on defense. I don't think he's there anymore. I think he actually has a chance to be even like maybe above average is a little stretching a little, but I think he has a chance to live in that area right there. Raz, how you feeling about this, bro?
I have no clue as to why they took him. I would have went with the Tyrese, like our broadcaster friend was saying, Matt.
Yeah.
But I don't see I don't see it being like it's not a bad pick. I mean, I think they reached a little for sure. But like I think, at worst you have a defender by Ayton, like everyone was saying. Like at worst you have that. I think it's one of those things where they probably should have just went best available though. Like the Suns needed to go best available player there.
Yeah, facts.
And figure it out from there. Because you have Chris Paul now, you like just go best available talent there.
Facts.
And just figure it out from there.
So who would you have wanted right there then? Who do you think would have been who would you have gone with at 10?
I mean, either Vassell or Halliburton.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Facts.
Hey, what do y'all kind of random? They're just showing Jay Billis is best available. Kira Lewis Jr. from Alabama. He's someone that's picked up a lot of steam lately. Y'all think that's validated or what?
It is. He could play. I don't think he's better than he. Actually, I would even put him. I would have put him in front of Cole possibly as like the second point guard.
Yes, because his father's not a Republican.
Raz is not going to forget about that. But yeah, I like Kira Lewis, man. I think I mentioned that earlier to the show. Like his name is starting to pick up. His name, Matt, was picking up steam. Even potentially could have been top 10.
Yeah.
But I think what threw it off is Killian Hayes going that high kind of threw everything out of whack a little bit in terms of the point guards.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Sean. Is MAGA?
Go ahead, Matt.
Nah, I'm saying they say my friend Raz is saying that UNC is MAGA and you root for UNC. How do you?
You said what? Oh, you're talking to somebody else on me. Sorry.
No, he's talking to you, Sip.
I'm talking to you.
What about USC?
UNC MAGA, bro. For the record.
UNC.
You said UNC is MAGA?
they play on Tobacco Road. What you think? I used to be a real
brother. If UNC is MAGA, then mail me my red hat, bro, because the UNC fan. Listen, when I tell you I don't hate a lot of people. Like, I hate Christian Laettner. Like, really, hate Christian Laettner.
Yo, how old are you that you hate
Christian Laettner? Max, how old are you?
Yo, they interviewed you for the 30 for 30?
You should have. I hated Christian Laettner since I was 6.
Oh.
I'm 35.
Oh, man.
When did that finals happen? Like 91, 92?
Yes, right. And I watched it. It was 91 where UNLV just killed them the year before. Oh,
I wasn't even born yet.
I think my mom just got pregnant.
Bro, I'm born in 94. So I wasn't even thought
same
94.
Yeah, 94.
I did my communion. I did my Holy Communion in 94. Good times.
Good times. Good times. Good times,
boy.
Did you guys talk about
right here too?
Did you guys talk about
Spurs?
Yeah, not really.
I would say
a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, we touched on Killian for real. Like, we kind of just skipped past.
Yeah, we skipped past the Pistons.
We skipped Killian.
Yeah, but the Pistons, you feel me? Skip past the organization in general.
It's Detroit. It's Detroit.
Yeah,
because who they have Kennard, who hasn't done shit.
I mean,
the Pistons is like a cesspool for lottery picks.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the Pistons. Because to me, it's like, bro, you're paying Blake.
Oh,
do you pay
mad money?
I love that.
Yeah,
bro.
It's like, what are you talking about? The Spurs?
Yeah,
Spurs. Yeah, he fits there.
Because I think if you put Vassell next to like Derek White and Deontay like that, like that's a perfect. Like if you're gonna be, I think
forget Lonnie Walker, bro.
I think Lonnie's 6 man off the bench. I think.
That's still good though. Still,
Lonnie got potential. Lonnie's a sick athlete.
Yeah,
he's a sick athlete. But yeah, man, Vassell, like I said, in terms of like he's a really polished player as a prospect. So like even him going to like you could tell the Spurs have a type. Like this is like low-key like the perfect kind of guy that could fall into their system because he just seems like he's gonna like they're gonna get the best out of him. So like this is probably one of the best value picks if you're being real.
They have Keldon Johnson too, right? They have Keldon Johnson.
Yep.
From Kentucky. Now here's another team who historically drafts bad that doesn't get talked about a lot.
I mean
the Kings. But before we go to the Kings, Matt, I don't know if Matt's been in Wisconsin this long. Matt, I'm gonna give you a name just to signify how bad Detroit is at picking in the first round. Henry Ellenson.
Wow. Henry Ellenson, very, very high.
I remember him
because of his high school and collegiate career at Marquette. Yeah, for sure.
You
Hey, what's
want to
name?
talk about high
guard
players, period. Period. Henry Ellenson.
Yeah,
and the Pistons picked him at 15. I haven't heard from him since.
Henry Ellenson had a legendary high school career up here at like a small school in like northwestern Wisconsin too. Legendary stuff.
Was he bigger than Diamond Stone was though? In terms of state.
It's different. Henry Ellison's from a town called Rice Lake, which, like I said, is small. Diamond Stone did his thing in Milwaukee, which I mean, like Milwaukee pumps out a decent amount of hoopers here and there. Kevon Looney comes to mind, stuff like that. So,
Diamond Stone. That's a great name, bro. Diamond Stone is like an elite name by his parents.
That's a 5-star name. That's a 5-star.
Exactly. Like, bro, you got to be a star with that name. Bro. Your name is Diamond Stone.
You can't wash out of the league with that pick.
You can't. You cannot. Like, bro, come on, man. Your name is destined for greatness.
Raz, Vessel on the Spurs. What would you do with the
to the Kings, by the way?
That was actually the pick I was dragging to. I just didn't want to. That's another great pick, bro.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
Halliburton and Fox, man.
That's a great pick, bro. That's
smart.
A great pick.
That's smart. It's like literally the exact opposite of what you would want.
Not the
exact opposite, but he's the opposite of Fox. It's like perfect. It's perfect.
Halliburton got to put on some weight.
Yeah,
weight. I think him and Fox might get pushed around a little bit.
Yeah, that was my fear. My fear with Halliburton was like, because he don't get to the rim. So I'm like, bro, he got to play next to somebody that gets to the rim. So Fox is literally the perfect complement. Like, that's the perfect backcourt. That's the first Kings pick where I've been like, that was smart. Because last year them passing on Doncic was like, that was
before.
That's bad. Sip, you muted. That was sad though.
I gotta remember to myself on mute. The Kings where the top prospects go to die, fam.
Thanks.
Right now. I have a question, guys, actually.
Look,
hey, Drew, shout out to the brother Curious. Snow Bunny alert. Shout out to Halliburton out here.
Oh, he got a white girl?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man. What do you expect? I expect that from him. He's Canadian, I believe.
Is he?
He's watching.
I think
he's
you
watching.
just
I have a question for y'all. Who was?
I think you just made that up.
Maybe what? Maybe what up?
He's not Canadian.
I'm like, yeah, I thought I would have known that. I don't think so.
That man from Wyoming, bro.
He's in Oshkosh, which is right by Green Bay.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
What is Oshkosh and where is that?
He's from where?
It said he's in Oshkosh. It's like probably half hour outside Green Bay.
So Wisconsin still, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's from Wisconsin. My bad.
I don't know he's from.
Where the fuck is Oshkosh? That's a real place.
Wisconsin, Canada, same thing.
Yeah, it's that Upper East is.
That's all the same shit.
He called it the Upper East.
You know what it is? I got confused. I confused Tyrese with somebody.
Upper Midwest, should I say, right?
I mean, I know exactly what he meant.
Now you're from Oakland, so everything is East.
Yeah, literally it goes. I got California, I know Texas, I know Florida, and I know New York. Everything else is just like, you feel me? It's all the same. It's all the same.
Oh man, no, that's funny. That's funny, bro. That's funny.
So guys, question: Who? I've never seen this guy in my life.
That's what
I like the Blazers. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait. What about? Well, who got picked? Oh, the Spurs. Oh, who got picked after the Spurs? Is that picked yet?
Just Halliburton.
Okay. To the Kings. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
So what we talking about?
RJ Hampton to the Knicks? Huh?
Who's next pick?
No, I'm saying RJ Hampton to the Knicks. How y'all feel?
That's not.
That might actually happen.
That'd be
At
worth it.
23?
That's worth it. If he drops to 22, that's worth it. Just make a swing, bro. That's
How it's looking, guys. Knicks is gonna get a. They might get some good quality at 23.
yeah.
As long as it's not Cole Anthony, that's it.
You don't like Cole? I don't like Cole either. I can't lie though. I didn't like the Cole film.
Keep in mind, earlier Raz said Raz was like earlier. Well, I don't mind Cole at 23. Now.
No, I don't. No, I didn't say that.
You said you don't. You said you don't mind Cole at 23.
No. I've never ever said the Knicks should draft Cole Anthony. We're gonna have to. You might be mistaking me for another voice because I would never. We can rewind the film on this one. I didn't say that.
Oh, you don't want him to go to the Knicks at all?
No.
That man father was out here soliciting prostitutes in the middle of the street.
I'm a friend. He's nice though. I did see what y'all was talking about, but oh shit.
40-ball legend Greg Anthony.
She got no lips. I think that's the other guy's girl, the white man that's standing behind the pops.
Nah, I think that's his girl.
She's close to the camera.
That's his girl. She be in the back
Right.
with him.
Nah. I seen the picture with him and his girl. We had the conversation already. That's definitely his girl. Hey man, how we feel about this suit from Halliburton?
I got to watch
20 to the league.
Oh, I saw this. It had the Black Lives Matter.
All right. Hold on. He might have a future.
Yeah, facts. I like the message.
He might have a
I
future.
fuck with it. It's not quite the Drew Gooden, but
And this short is alright though. Like that, okay.
Come on.
Yo,
Come on, bro.
Get a little vaccine on. All right, I hear that.
I'm muting his mic. Hold on. His mic is muted.
He said,
we are not gonna be here lusting over dairy on the draft season podcast.
Oh my bad, brothers. I'm sorry. I forgot this is
Hey, Dr. Umar, I hear you. Dr. Umar, I hear you.
We have an African.
I hear
Although
you.
that's a copy, we still
Loud and clear. Let me put this on my TV. My TV behind, I'm streaming, so I'm like, I don't even want to watch it, but I want to see. Do you feel me? This is what y'all talking about.
hey, y'all think?
I mean, at this point, I'm about to. I don't care about the leaks at this point. All the good shit kind of happened already.
Yeah, facts.
all right, so since we are ready, Kara Lewis at 13.
Ooh, to the
Kara Lewis at 13. How we feel about that?
Sean didn't waste no time, boy. As soon as I was like, yo, I don't care about the spoilers.
Respectfully.
Kara Lewis at 13.
Respectfully.
Kara Lewis. I didn't watch that much film on him because I think he's going to be that early. But I heard a lot of good stuff about him. I don't know.
Wait, what number pick are we on?
13, the Pelicans.
And they picked
13.
Kira already?
Yeah, Kira is apparently the pick.
They started getting it now, I think.
I don't know how I feel about Kira. I haven't watched much. I heard he was super fast. He could shoot off the dribble. I mean, besides that, I don't know much.
Alabama's not really, people are really checking for Alabama like who's like that.
So it is what's the name? Who they drafted last year? Nah, Alexander.
Nikhil and Jackson Hayes and Zion.
Yeah. So
so if we talking about Kira, yeah, man, yo, he like I said, he is fast as shit.
Yeah.
I think even I'm just thinking about the fit here, particularly next to Zion, and I think actually next to Lonzo in the backcourt. They got way too much going on in New Orleans right now. So let's just I gotta reset it in my head. I'm trying to get the thought out, and I'm just like, hold on. Let me think about that roster real quick. So they just picked up Eric Bledsoe and
I forgot about Bledsoe. Yeah.
They just picked up Eric Bledsoe and Drew and George Hill to go along with Lonzo. They have Nikhil.
They're gonna stay though.
I mean,
Kyra Lewis, he's explosive, man. Like, he's explosive. I would have hoped he fell. Imagine he would have fell to 23. If he could have fell to 23 for the Knicks.
He probably tears of joy.
I leave the driver Obi Toppin and Kyra Lewis. Or Kyra Lewis, I'm sorry. I would have to say that would be like Knicks' fortune overturned in like the last everything that's bad that's happened to us in the last decade, it would be overturned right there.
Yeah. A lot of bad things that happened.
I'm telling you, if you was able to leave
Facts.
with both of those without trading up or trading anybody, you got to count that as a win.
I agree. I'm saying.
But
That's
you
what
know
I'm
what it is, Raj? You know what you deserve, though? You deserve Cole Anthony to the Knicks, to be honest.
I
I'm
don't
going to put
deserve
that
that,
energy
no.
out there.
Why?
Sean, I'm putting the Haitian energy out there, brother. Let's Cole Anthony to the Knicks. I'm going to pray for the elder snake to
I
happen.
mean, make like this is Kramer season. You out here passing me pain. What's up?
Wait, Sean, that's Haitian too?
Nah.
I'm about to take it back then. I'm about to take the curse back.
I'm Trinidadian, so you know you can.
So look, Celtics next.
Their guard situation in New Orleans is what? Kira, Lonzo, Josh Hart,
Bledsoe.
Shaquille
Walk Alexander Walker, whatever his last name is.
And
He's
then
from
Bledsoe.
still there, right? Or he's probably gonna leave.
Yeah.
Or go to another team, obviously.
Next is the Celtics.
Bobby Brown Jr. just died. So
who?
Bobby Brown Jr.
What?
Damn, bro.
Which kid
Got
did?
dark. He's got
He
dark,
was named
bro.
Junior.
Yeah, they just like
Boston's also wants Aaron Naismith.
You can't just swap. You can't bring that up and just go like to Boston right away.
Yeah, like hold
my
on.
God, like
Well, they both from Boston. It's a good segue.
But ain't nobody was thinking about that nigga before that. Like,
yeah, what? Bobby Brown.
I never
Jr.
knew about this kid.
I didn't know he had a junior. I can't even lie. But
I mean, it's Bobby Brown. You know he had one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, I didn't know about that. He died.
That's facts.
it's probably a third too, if we being real.
Yeah.
Also, George
around.
Foreman shit. George Foreman named all his sons George Foreman. That's a
That
that's
shit
a
was
real
so
sociopath.
dark. I mean, fucking the real commercial he had, he said George and like 10 kids. I'm like, what the hell?
He has. I think it's 7 of them. 7 George Foremans.
Oh, what?
On the same part of the
And a
same
daughter.
generation.
And a daughter.
Yeah. I think her name's Georgette.
It might be.
No, I swear to
Because
God.
that commercial was wicked for him. George Foreman goes George, and then one kid came down, and the second kid.
All right, now, Raz. Before my bad to cut you off, Sip, but I do think the question while we're on the, I think the question while we're on the Pelicans is,
I don't know the food.
and Drew, I would be interested in your opinion on this too. But what the hell would you pay LeVar's oldest son? Or I don't know if Leandro's older, but what would you pay Lonzo in free agency? I think year 4. All right, so let's talk about like even if we go about those like Lakers guys, D'Lo broke out year 4, became an all-star. Brandon Ingram broke out year 4, became an all-star.
Yeah,
year 4 for Lonzo next year. Put up or shut up time, I suppose.
Yeah.
What we like because this type of they're taking care of, so I don't know if. Because and it's funny because even like after the AD trade, it was funny because I feel like a lot of people spoke about Lonzo as if he was the better asset than
right. Then BI. Yeah,
you remember that? I know I'm not hallucinating on that. I always would have disagreed on that.
Yeah.
However, I don't know what I would pay Lonzo in free agency, and his contract is coming up, and they just took a point guard and got 2 other point guards. What would you guys pay Lonzo? Where are you guys at on this?
Yeah, to me personally, Lonzo. The hard part about him is that he's not a point guard in the half court, so it's hard to. You feel like you can't run high pick and rolls. You can't expect him to pick up the dribble, so it's hard to evaluate him. But I feel like, I mean, whatever Marcus Smart got, I feel like will be a good range of what type of player Lonzo is. Because like he'll play defense. He's not a defender that Marcus Smart was. He'll play a little bit of defense. He can play make a little bit, but like
Smart got 4 years, $52 million for the record.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with that. Marcus Smart.
Smart.
So I think I feel comfortable paying Lonzo.
I don't see Lonzo signing that contract though.
No, but like, bro, who do you?
Because he shoots 42% from the.
I do think that's a market value.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like he can't shoot, but he's a good catch and shoot player. Well, he showed this last year.
Marcus Smart with branding is Lonzo Ball. Like
Marcus Smart can hit free throws,
and that's the thing. Yeah, Marcus Smart can shoot.
Marcus Smart became knockdown last year.
Yeah, he was knocked down. Exactly.
It felt like I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Exactly. But Marcus Smart, he had that confidence where he had like the problem. Marcus Smart, that's also
like
let
him fly. Yeah,
exactly. But the downfall is like in the playoffs, he was letting some shots fly. Where I'm like, bro, get a ball to Tatum, like get a ball to Kimba, like you not should. he taking pull up threes with 16 seconds on the clock. You feel me? So I feel like Lonzo don't have that confidence, but at the same time, it's also like a good thing where Lonzo also won't do nothing stupid to like just ruin your team. But I feel like somewhere around that 11, 12, maybe 15 at the max for so. I feel like I feel comfortable. Even 15 is like, I want to pay 15 for Lonzo. Like, I don't know. Because he's not, like I said, he's not a point guard in the half court, so it's tough.
I just think like if I would rather build around Ingram and Zion personally.
Yeah.
So like, and it's a much cleaner slate if you're building around them because like the possibilities are endless if we're being.
Yeah, we got that K. Lou internet.
Yeah, cut off again.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, Sean's really having a very insightful moment just now too. He was bringing you that hard hitting analysis that only get here on the Draft Season podcast. Aaron Naismith has been drafted by the Celtics with the 14th pick, I believe.
Okay,
nice little sniper. You know, he can shoot. He has a bad foot right now, but
so is that? I haven't watched a lot of him. I know he can shoot, but is it 3-and-D that they're looking for?
Yeah, he's 3-and-D right now. I think he's 3-and-D right now. I think he has the ability to add, like, you know, if his handle gets a little tighter, he can add playmaking to his, you know, his game and be able to create his own shot.
Right. Here, let me look up some stuff on him. Let me see. Aaron Naismith. What's his how old is he?
I want to say he was a sophomore this year, but let me triple check.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up him. I know he can shoot. That's literally all I know. I know he can play a little bit defense, but I for sure knew he's
21. He's a small forward, so he probably was a junior. Or no, he could have been a sophomore too. You know, a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, but it's like just looking at his stats. I mean, 23 points a game, which is crazy. 52% from 52% from three. Which is crazy. Dang. Yeah, 51% from the field, 52% from three. But, I mean, no assists. 0.9 assists a game, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can shoot the fuck out the ball.
Facts.
Damn, it's just us?
Yeah, I just it's just us. I just looked up, too. It's just us, too. Dang, we're Sean at, but, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, the first, what is it now? If so, the lottery's over. That's it. Yeah.
Well, with this pick right here, the Magic.
Yeah. So niche. Oh, so who you think Orlando gonna take? I don't know what they need.
Pick is in. They gotta go Cole Anthony, man. Just get him off the board. Go get him off the board right now, man.
I'm trying to see what they would take.
Who's their point guard? Oh, they got Fultz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Do you believe in Fultz?
Do I believe in Fultz? No.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Back.
We're gonna have to cut this a little short because I'm on the shitty Wi-Fi today. This shit never even happened before, but yeah, I think Orlando, right? Orlando on the clock.
Yeah. Who do you think they should take?
Cole's not a bad pick here, man.
Hey,
it's like they need some.
I said Cole.
They need some creation upside, like if you're being real.
Yeah, Cole. I don't know. I didn't like Cole coming out, so I'm like.
The thing with Cole, and like I was thinking about this too, is just like if he's gonna break out, it's gonna look kind of like it's gonna be where he's such a good scorer to like he has to like. I was thinking about Colin Sexton as well, which is crazy, but like it's kind of his path to winning in the league is like it kind of would look like that because I don't see him as he's a little bit of a better passer, and I think Sexton is a better shooter and more athletic, to be honest. But like his skill level is gonna have to improve to really like get on that level.
Right. So do you think he'll be able to score at the next level?
He's a score first guard. I hope he can score because otherwise the appeal here is really lacking. Otherwise,
yeah. I'm like, damn, look at it's crazy. I'm like finally seeing all the reactions to all the picks. What's the name? Cried. Wiseman cried.
Shit, I'd cry. I feel like I'd cry.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I probably would cry. Yeah, I think my mom will cry, and then I will cry. So yeah, Cole Anthony was the pick at 15. Minnesota, the Rubio trade just became official.
Yeah.
But I think we're pretty good here after the lottery, so we can do some quick wrap ups, or just final thoughts, and then get out of here. So, Drew, how'd you feel? We just sat through the lottery, the top 15 picks. What do you think the best value picks on the board have been?
Vassell, I feel like at 11 was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Obi at 8. I like Obi at 8. Like, to me, that was the perfect fit. So I like that. Denny at 9 was dope. That's probably the top 3. I think those 3 in that order. But Vassell at 11 to me is like, because I thought Vassell might go 5 to Cleveland. I like his I like his floor as just like a 3-and-D player, but like I feel like he can do a little bit more off the dribble too. So yeah, I'm surprised he dropped that far. So I feel like, I mean, the Spurs always end up making, like, every pick the Spurs make, it feels like they're making the right pick.
He about to be the next Kawhi, apparently. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like I just feel like they know what they're doing. So I like that. And then like I said, Denny to the what's the name is crazy, to the Wizards is wild. Yeah, I didn't think he would drop.
What's your favorite picks, bro?
I mean, I think the Knicks not having to trade up for Obi Toppin was great.
Can't be mad at
Halliburton to the Kings.
Yeah, Halliburton. Forgot about that.
I think him dropping there. Vassell to the Spurs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That feels that feels like it's gonna work out. And then
I think the Halliburton pick was my favorite pick, man.
Halliburton's up there for sure. And then I mean, I'm trying to think who got Okoro went to where the
Cleveland at 5.
Cleveland.
I like that pick too.
Yeah, I like that pick. Like, I think that works for that backcourt. The worst backcourt out. But yeah, I think the only one I thought was a reach. I thought Patrick Williams was a reach for sure.
Man, at 4 is like
You could have traded back for that. I like Killian to Pistons.
I don't know if they could have. That's the funny part. Like, and like,
You don't think nobody would have traded up for that?
Like, he could have went at, like, I always think about it like this, was like, yeah, he went 4th, but we don't know that, like, the Cavs might have took him at 5 to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, wackier things have happened, if we being real. So, like, I it felt like a reach, but, like, as we, like, read all the intel leading up to the draft, you know, like,
Everybody was loving him.
Yeah, we spoke about this. So, like, and there's always one guy that just flies up the draft board. But, you know, like, things like that, it's going to come down to development in the league, because he's certainly a talent, and he has if we just going off of, like, frames and prototypes, he probably has, like, one of the dreamiest, like, upsides that like, you can theorize about him. But he's very far away from that. And honestly, yeah, man, like, it's a lot of these guys are going to be far from their final impact. So I think I know we talk about this. I know actually this question.
Oh, they showing his Republican ass daddy.
40 ball legend. I think if we're just talking front runners for rookie of the year, we spoke about this beforehand, but just quick thoughts. Rookie of the year race. What y'all thinking?
My pick is Obi still. I got Obi for the rookie of the year.
Young
buckets.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Obi or Wiseman.
Yeah.
I can see the Wiseman. Yeah, man. I mean, I'd love to see an Ant-Man rookie of the year. That's what I'm gonna be rooting for. I don't know. He might not get the playing time, or like even Melo might just volume his way to like a rookie of the year as well. But yeah, man, I think that was up for today. Draft Season Podcast. It's been a blast. Shout out to everybody who was checking this out on the Periscope.
For
shout out
sure.
to everybody who's going to be listening to this in the future. My brother Drew, I appreciate you popping on today, man. We're gonna have to get you back on here in the future, especially when we do drop the app. Tell the people your socials and where they can follow you at.
Yeah, NBA Young Drew on Twitter and Instagram. That's all I'm on. But yeah, that's it. Appreciate you for having me on though.
Hey man, appreciate you for staying through to the end. Raz, any last thoughts you can get us out of here?
Nah, man, it's another showdown.
We made it to the NBA draft. We didn't see this day coming. The Knicks did not fuck up. I don't like they didn't fuck. Well, not yet, but they didn't fuck up. They didn't fuck up yet. And
They
as
might
we're
fuck up
signing
his
off
life.
now,
They might fuck up Obi's life, but like if we're being real, but yeah, not yet. But
yeah, they might do that. But today they made the right choice. So I can't ask for nothing more than that. This is Matt Infield is popping back in right as we're leaving. Matt, we're leaving.
Yeah, throw Matt in here.
I'm gonna throw you on. I'm gonna throw you on
man.
so you can talk your shit.
Oh, y'all about to be done?
Yeah.
We about to wrap
Yo,
up.
I was gonna say real quick. Yo, Cole Anthony sharing Wi-Fi with K. Lou.
But yeah, man.
That's Dollar General.
I got the K. Lou Wi-Fi today. I can't even laugh. I can't even laugh.
It's been pretty bad, brother.
But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who followed the podcast. Shout out to Blue Wire Hustle. Shout out to Blue Wire. Also, Matt, appreciate you popping on today.
Yes, sir, bro. You
tell
already.
people where they can follow you.
Twitter, Instagram at Matt_infield. Real simple.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, man. And that wraps us up. Dressing podcast. Be on the lookout. We're gonna be doing some football breakdowns of the quarterback class for the 21 NFL draft. So be on the lookout for that. And we definitely gonna be bringing you guys some NBA season preview stuff on the lookout. So be on the lookout for that. Dressing podcast. We out of here, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.